MSME Conclave presented in association with the Economic Times. A very warm welcome and a very special thanks to presenting here and making this evening very special, very meaningful. In a very first, thank you very much everyone. This nationwide series of immersive gatherings is dedicated to nourishing growth, fueling collaborations, thus empowering the MSME sector. Tailored specifically for the vibrant MSME ecosystem in Tier 2 cities of Bharat, the Ludhiana edition of the SIDBI MSME Conclave aims to spotlight dynamic world of Punjab MSME sector and its pivotal role in shaping India's economic landscape. Our objective is to stimulate discussions and fosters collaboration to build financially resilient and globally competitive MSME. After two very hugely successful conclaves in Indore and Bhubaneswar, we are here in Ludhiana to explore new growth opportunities that will amplify the success of Indian MSME, thus propelling India towards its milestone, the India at the rate 2047 version to life. So everyone please put your hands together for SIDBI super great work towards MSME and for supporting all the entrepreneurs. Well, I think this is the right time and I would like to invite on stage our super great team member and a speaker, Ms. Neha Diwan, Assistant News Editor, economictimes.com. So everyone please put your hands together and let's welcome her on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the SIDBI MSME Conclave in Ludhiana. This is our third city after two successful sessions in Indore and Bhubaneswar. The Conclave, a series of events being held across the country with an aim to bring together MSMEs, policymakers, and ecosystem enablers, have been witness to active participation and interest. Our third session in Ludhiana seeks to capture the diverse MSME ecosystem in the city, which is home to industries ranging from textiles and apparel to the cycle industry, sports goods, and special purpose machinery, among others. Famously known as the Manchester of India, Ludhiana's strengths as an industrial hub needs no introduction. According to the Punjab Economic Survey 2023, the city has emerged as the largest manufacturing cluster in North India. The survey also pointed out that Punjab has a very powerful base of over 4 lakh small-scale units with more than 29.7 lakh people being employed in the small-scale industry. Most of the small-scale industry's production is concentrated in Ludhiana, followed by Fatehgarh Sahib, Amritsar, and Sasnagar in output production by small-scale units. Industrial strength has propelled the city, given it a dimension, and created wealth for the population. There are cautionary notes in being the Manchester of India. For a couple of centuries, Manchester became Cottonopolis, the center of the global finished cotton trade. Reliance on a distant raw material made the trade vulnerable. Business declined as production rose in countries close to the raw material and with cheaper labor like India and Egypt. Reluctance to develop new business practices and to invest in new machines also cost the manufacturers dear. Today, trade is defunct in that city. We are in the midst of a great technological, geopolitical, and industrial revolution. The shifts may not be clearly visible, but are very palpable. We hear about Industry 4.0, generative design, and AI. On a global scale, we hear about friendshoring, nearshoring, supply chain issues, and each of these factors has a role to play. When the cost to ship your merchandise to a European country increases due to what's happening around the Red Sea, it has a direct implication on your business. Business and industry do not operate in silos and in a narrow band of your locality, city, state, or even country. Different forces at play will have an impact, and it is time to prepare for them. The biggest, perhaps, is in the area of sustainability. While the industrial city of Ludhiana has its core strengths, it has also been grappling with problems of air and water pollution. With the growth in industries, there has come adverse effects of pollution, which cause grave harm to the environment. There are many factors that contribute to the pollution. MSMEs have to realize they have a role to play, both in prevention and providing alternate solutions. We at ET are particularly interested in knowing more about how small businesses can be incentivized to make sustainability an integral part of their strategic plans. At the same time, we at ET understand the business acumen of the city and the great progress industry has made. In my panel today, I would have the opportunity to speak to a few of them, and I'm hoping to speak to many more in the sidelines of this conference. We would like to know more about businesses which create products that contribute to an Atmanirbhar Bharat. It has always showcased MSMEs in an array of sectors like defense, sports, electronics, textiles, consumer goods, and more. And some of the very enterprising small businesses are seen in small cities who have big aspirations to grow and are eager to be a part of the India shining story. In my own experience as a journalist, I have covered SME industries like the famous brass industry of Moradabad, the glass industry of Firozabad, the beautiful chicken curry of Lucknow, and sandstone manufacturing in Jaipur. We call these cities export temples due to their sheer excellence in the trade and with the potential of being multi-million-dollar economies in their own right. Each of these stories have narrated the sweat and toil of the SME sector, which has always found a way forward, even against all odds. At ET, every year, we handpick such unique businesses and feature them for the MSME Day special series, detailing their strengths, challenges, and opportunities in store. We follow this up with our Mega ET MSME Awards at the end of the year, which recognizes the best of MSMEs in varied categories such as most innovative, fastest growing, and top performing. Such enterprises have unique stories to tell, and we are only too eager to listen. Serving as catalysts for socio-economic growth, such businesses collectively pave the way forward for India to realize its aspirations as a $5 trillion economy and achieve more successes in the future. I once again extend a warm welcome to all of you and hope the session today brings in insightful takeaways for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Well, I think this is the right time to move on next. And in this evening, we were having very special things to share with you all. So now, I would like to invite Mr. Rahul Padari, Chief General Manager, SIDBI. Sir, please join us on the stage to deliver the keynote address on the theme of empowering Punjab MSME ecosystem and unveil insights regarding the SIDBI financial scheme of MSME. Well, I would like to share a few things about our respected personality, Mr. Rahul. He is a highly accomplished development bank profession with over 3 decades of expertise in finance and development, particularly in the MSME sector as the Chief General Manager of Direct Credit Vertical at Small Industries Development Bank of India. He plays a pivotal role in MSME financing and development nationwide. His extensive experience in SME financing, microfinance, venture capital, and company governance. So I would like to hand over the stage. So please join us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. आप सबको मेरा अभिनंदन, सादर प्रणाम और सत श्री अकाल. My association with Punjab began with the city of Ludhiana, and that was in 2008 when I was working as a general manager in Bombay. So Sat Sri Akal. Good evening to you, ma'am. So I'm grateful that you reached just when I was about to start. And I had just mentioned that I started my association with Punjab from this city of Ludhiana in 2008, when I came in February on Women's Day. So मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है that I see so many entrepreneurs here, lady entrepreneurs, and I think during the course of my address, I'll take you through the various stages that people, and especially women entrepreneurs, also have undertaken the journey with SIDBI and how they have grown. So when it was written that it's a keynote address, I don't prepare any address at all. I speak from the heart and I speak extempore. So I don't prepare even a single line. And it's more true for Punjab. Earlier when I used to head the Chandigarh region, which included the states of Punjab, Haryana, Jammu Kashmir, J&K, each time when I used to come to this area, my energy levels used to go up. और आप लोग माफ़ करना, मेरे पोस्टिंग इस एरिया में बहुत थोड़े टाइम के लिए रही. अदरवाइज आज मैं थोड़े नाल पंजाबी विच गल करता. सो सॉरी फॉर दैट. बहुत अच्छी पंजाबी सीख नहीं पाया, इसलिए बहुत फ्लुएंटली नहीं बोल पाऊँगा. बट स्टिल the energy, the vibrancy and the resilience that I saw in this region, और ये कहने की बातें नहीं हैं, मैं आपको एक एक एग्जाम्पल दूंगा कि कैसे ड्यूरिंग कोरोना या कोरोना के बाद हाउ पीपल हैव कम अप, और ड्यूरिंग कोरोना हाउ डिड दे सर्वाइव. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जब हम सिडबी बोलते हैं, स्मॉल इंडस्ट्रीज डेवलपमेंट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, तो एक छोटी सी कहावत होती है. ऐसे तो वो दोहा बोला जाता है कि एक कवि हैं बिहारी, उनके दोहे में 2 लाइन होते हैं कि सतसैया के दोहरे अरुणावी के 3, देखन में छोटन लगे घाव करत गंभीर. मतलब जो देखने में छोटा होता है वो बड़ा घाव करता है. और एमएसएमई की जब हम बात करते हैं तो आपको कुछ कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. contribution to GDP, contribution to employment, ancillary, resilience, growth, innovation, सारी चीज़ें यहीं से आती हैं. तो फिर ये MSME बेचारा पीछे क्यों रह जाता है? Why is it that people talk about large industries and why not about MSMEs? So that is one question. But I can only say that over the last few years, the focus is on MSMEs. I remember in 2005, as a young officer, I was working in Bombay, and that time there was a declaration given that 65,000 crore used to be given to MSMEs that time. So it had to be doubled. So it had to be doubled to 1,30,000, 5 saal mein. Now if you say that you have to double in 5 years, people will laugh at you. अब तो आपको डबल करना है 1.5 साल 2 साल, उससे ज़्यादा का टाइम होराइजन अब किसी के पास नहीं है. सो थैंकफुली आज की डेट में 25-26 लाख करोड़ जो हैं एमएसएमईज को क्रेडिट मिल रही है. पर इसके बावजूद भी व्हाट इज़ द प्रॉब्लम? देयर इज़ स्टिल अ डर्थ. क्रेडिट के लिए एमएसएमईज को बहुत डर्थ है, चाहे वो कैपिटल के लिए हो, चाहे वो उनकी रिसीवेबल्स के लिए हो, चाहे वो वर्किंग कैपिटल के लिए हो. So as SIDBI, what we have done, that first of all I would like to mention that we are not a commercial entity, we are a developmental financial entity. And that is why we try and develop the ecosystem itself. तो जब SIDBI की establishment हुई थी 1990 में, उस समय से लेके अगर आप अभी तक देखेंगे तो बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस SIDBI ने बनाया है. जैसे आपकी बिल्स डिस्काउंटिंग फैसिलिटी जो शुरू हुई थी इस इकोसिस्टम में, वो सबसे पहले SIDBI ने शुरू किया था. चाहे वो वेंचर कैपिटल जब शुरू हुआ था तो सबसे पहले SIDBI ने शुरू किया था. अगर वो टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलपमेंट की बात और टेक्नोलॉजी फाइनेंसिंग की बात हुई थी तो SIDBI ने शुरू किया था. और इसी तरह एक स्पेशलाइज्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन फॉर रेटिंग फॉर एमएसएमईज, वो भी SIDBI ने शुरू किया था. तो इस तरह से इकोसिस्टम को डेवलप करते हैं हम, और जब इकोसिस्टम में और प्लेयर्स आ जाते हैं तो फिर हम दूसरे रास्ते चलते हैं एंड वी लेट दैट बिजनेस ग्रो. सो दैट इज वन पार्ट. सेकेंडली, व्हाट डज एन एमएसएमई टुडे नीड? एन एमएसएमई नीड्स अ टाइमली क्रेडिट एंड क्रेडिट एट अ रीजनेबल कॉस्ट. पहली रिक्वायरमेंट ये दो हैं उनकी. अब टाइमली क्रेडिट है तो आप कहाँ जाएंगे? बैंक के पास जाएंगे, इंस्टीट्यूशन लाइक SIDBI के पास आएंगे. तो आप SIDBI के पास क्यों आएंगे? आप बोलेंगे आप SIDBI के पास क्यों आना है मुझे, इतने बैंक हैं. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, अगर आप ग्रीन फील्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स लगा रहे हैं तो देयर विल बी अ जनरली अ रेजिस्टेंस टू फाइनेंस अ ग्रीन फील्ड प्रोजेक्ट. बट आर एक्सपर्टीज इज इन ग्रीन फील्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स. तो कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट लोन आपको ग्रीन फील्ड चाहिए, यू कम टू अस. वी आर वेरी हैप्पी टू डू दैट. इफ इट इज अ ब्राउन फील्ड machinery finance or expansion, now I can tell you that the entire system in SIDBI is completely digitized. Digitized from the starting of filling of an application to the documentation stage also. So it's quite possible कि sometimes आप बिना ऑफिस आए हुए ही आपका सारा काम हो जाएगा. आप कभी भी SIDBI के वेबसाइट पे देखिए क्या क्या और प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. देयर आर n नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स. टर्म लोन है, वर्किंग कैपिटल है, मशीनरी फाइनेंस है, हमारे ग्रीन लोन्स हैं, हमारी OD प्रोडक्ट्स हैं. सो यू विल गेट अ कंप्लीट गैमेट ऑफ फैसिलिटीज. नाउ व्हाट इज इट दैट वी एक्सपेक्ट फ्रॉम यू? कोई भी बैंकर और SIDBI भी ऐसा ही है कि आपसे क्या एक्सपेक्ट करेगा. जब आप आते हैं, अगर फर्स्ट जनरेशन एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं आप, तो सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस अगर दिख जाता है तो बहुत अच्छा. या तो आप उस फील्ड में काम किए हुए हो, वो भी एक प्लस पॉइंट है. और देयर इज सम बैकग्राउंड विथ यू, और यू हैव द आइडिया. अगर आप आइडिया लेके भी आए हैं, and if you want to do, we are there to help you. Now there are 2-3 ways in which we can help you. आजकल हर कोई स्टार्टअप की बात करता है, कॉमर्स ई-कॉमर्स की बात करता है, टेक्नोलॉजी की बात करता है. तो उसके लिए हमारे पास बहुत सारे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, वो वेंचर कैपिटल रूट से हम देते हैं. और आज की डेट में SIDBI जो है सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूटर है वेंचर फंड्स में. एक जो वेंचर फंड में कंट्रीब्यूट कोई भी करता है उसको लिमिटेड पार्टनर हम बोलते हैं। तो आज के टाइम पे देश में सबसे बड़ा लिमिटेड पार्टनर सिडबी है। इन्होंने अभी सिडबी ने कम से कम 150 से ज़्यादा वेंचर फंड्स में कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया हुआ है, और ये वेंचर फंड्स स्टार्टअप्स को फंड करते हैं। पर हम जहाँ भी वेंचर फंड्स में पैसा कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, ये एक कंडीशन होता है कि मैं 10 रुपये दे रहा हूँ तो आपको एमएसएमई को 20 रुपये देने होंगे, स्टार्टअप एमएसएमई को। सो दैट इज़ हाउ वी ट्राई एंड डिसमिनेट द फाइनेंसिंग इन द इकोसिस्टम। ये तो हुई स्टार्टअप की बात। एमएसएमई आप आते हैं, वी हैव अ वेरी वाइब्रेंट ऑफिस इन लुधियाना। There are many people who are associated with SIDBI, and why these issues I told you that I have seen the vibrancy, the energy, the resilience of the MSMEs. I was fortunate, or at the same time if you say unfortunate, to have been in this area during the COVID period. So everybody was in a stress. But I can tell you that the manner in which we helped everybody with the ECG under the ECLGS scheme, how we handheld all the entrepreneurs, I can tell you, and I tell with full pride and at the top of my voice, that there was not even one NPA case during that entire period. Not even a single NPA. And all accounts were standard. So, जब मैं resilience की बात करता हूँ तो ये होती है resilience. कि उस दौरान जब सब कुछ बंद था, ठप था, still our entrepreneurs in this region maintained the quality of their asset in my books. So that is something which is very great. Now, how they did it, we also stood for them. The government also came up, but we managed in such a way that there was no NPA in our books. Of course, there was one NPA, but that was because of some other reasons, of earlier reasons. But in the COVID period, there was not even one NPA. And that speaks volumes. क्योंकि जब आप पेपर पढ़ेंगे, कोई भी रिपोर्ट पढ़ेंगे, तो उसमें लिखा हुआ था कि 1 out of 6 MSME NPA हो रहे हैं उस समय. तो that was completely different in this area. तो ये एक बात हुई कि कैसे resilience और management और good governance आपको help करेगा. अब ये हुई एक बात. अब आप जब यहाँ से थोड़े ऊपर उठते हैं, तो what is it that a banker will like to see? The banker would definitely like to see your books. Now there are n number of ways in which a banker or anybody who wants to lend to you, वो 2 मिनट में जो कहते हैं जन्म कुंडली जन्म पत्री वो आ जाती है. वो कैसे आती है? तो GST is one of the things which has come. Now GST data is such an important tool these days that it gives me an indication as to what is happening within the entity. वो MSME entrepreneur के unit में क्या हो रहा है. और उस GST के basis पे now there are ratings given. In fact, the people who are associated with such ratings were also supposed to come, but their flights got cancelled. तो वो आ नहीं पाए. तो अगर आप लोग अभी रहते और वो अपना देखना चाहते कि वो आपकी GST बेसिस पे आपकी रेटिंग क्या आ रही है, तो वो 2 मिनट में निकाल के आपको बता देते. तो एक GST फाइलिंग, GST रिटर्न्स करना, अपनी ITR फाइलिंग, ये सब पे आपको गवर्नेंस के हिसाब से बहुत ही पंक्चुअल होना है और डिसिप्लिन्ड होना है. दूसरी बात बता रहा हूँ कि व्हेन यू टेक अ लोन, that loan has to be serviced in a very disciplined manner. आज आप 1 करोड़ लोन लोगे, 2 करोड़ लोगे, जब 5 करोड़ ले लोगे और एक दिन का भी डिफॉल्ट होगा तो it gets reported in a system. And when it gets reported in the system, so that will bring down your credit quality, your credit standing of in the ecosystem. So, आज आप सोचते हो अरे चलो 4 दिन हुए हैं, 5 दिन हुए हैं, 10 दिन हुए हैं, मैं तो दे तो रहा हूँ पैसा. But every delay is classified. So up to 30 days, it is called SMA 0. Beyond 30 days, 31 days to 60 days, SMA 1, 60 days, 61 days to 90 days, SMA 2, and then you fall into NPA category. But in case आप 5 करोड़ से ऊपर की लोन है आपकी in the system, so every day's delay gets reported and that has an effect on your credit outstanding. Credibility पे आपके फर्क पड़ता है. इसी तरह से कहीं आपने गारंटी दी हुई है, बहुत बार होता है बच्चे आ जाते हैं कि पापा ये कोई मेरा फ्रेंड है, ये ले रहा है, इसको गारंटर चाहिए, आपने गारंटी गुड फेथ में दे दी, and that is defaulted afterwards. So as a guarantor, your standing goes down, your credibility goes down, and later on when you approach somebody for a loan, you have to pay that price. So बाकी ये चीज़ों का आपको ख्याल रखना पड़ेगा. तीसरी चीज़ है कि अब बहुत सारे सिस्टम्स जो हैं वो क्लीन एनर्जी, ग्रीन एनर्जी की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, तो आपको भी उनका you will have to make use of all these systems. And SIDBI, as one of the pioneers of green financing in the ecosystem, हमने बहुत सारे ऐसे स्कीम लॉन्च किए हुए हैं जो कम रेट पे आपको ग्रीन मशीन्स, जहाँ पे कि आपकी एमिशन, CO2 एमिशन कम हो जाती है या एनर्जी कंजम्पशन कम हो जाती है, तो इसको ग्रीन में क्लासिफाई करके वी ट्राई एंड गिव यू एट अ लोअर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. So we try and fulfill the requirements in all types of ways. Now today I was visiting Mandi Gobindgarh. Ab Mandi Gobindgarh mein, you know, it's a iron and steel hub. But each day when I go to any of these clusters, there is a new learning from there. And the learning today was that the general, आप जो iron steel का काम कर रहे हो, वो आगे जाके थोड़ा भारी पड़ने वाला है, because now specialized steel is the norm of the day. Now once a specialized steel comes and all those traditional steel business that one was indulging in, so that has to be scaled up. और अगर आप छोटे स्केल पे काम करेंगे तो you are out of the system. Now what does all this mean? You need capital, and you need capital to grow, and once you need capital to grow, how do you grow? You have to keep a disciplined way of doing business. You have to relate all the aspects of energy conservation. You have to relate to the aspects of ESG norms. अब वो भी आ रहे हैं, because ma'am who was speaking before me used a word called supply chain. Now all our MSMEs in the supply chain, they are a part of the supply chain, and once you become a part of the larger supply chain, you have to fulfill all the norms that are required. So ESG is going to be one of them. So environment हो गया, social हो गया, और governance. So social में क्या है, तो child labor नहीं use करना है आपने. The manner in which you operate, the facilities for the female employees, male employees, that has to be there, present there. Similarly, in governance, your books, your filing, your regulatory returns, you have to be very cautious about all these things. Because the more compliant you are, the better it is going to be for you, and it will be favorable for you. Day before yesterday, I was with the president of Faridabad Industries Association, and he himself is an encyclopedia in all respects, Mr. Chawla. So वो भी यही बात बता रहे थे कि sir, we know that more and more compliant we are, the better it is for us. Because एक छोटी सी कहीं compliance भी रह जाती है, तो it becomes an issue for you afterwards. So try and see that the compliance part is taken care of. Try and see that the financial discipline is maintained. Try and see that all the norms that are useful for the environment are met. Pollution है, आपका बहुत चीज़ें जो आपकी externalities cause करती हैं, जैसे धुआं है, धूल है, how to take care of all that. Now, if people are from the association are also here. So there are certain schemes by the government of India also, where the CDP hai, Cluster Development Program hai. So we have done n number of appraisals for the state of Punjab, and I think there were 10, 15 done earlier. But it has to be implemented by people like you. जहाँ पे आपको वो जो ग्रांट आता है, थोड़े पैसे आपके एसपीवी मिला के उसको ग्रांट को यूज़ करते हैं. So all these, I think, we did appraisal in the state of Punjab for 14, 15 places. I have personally visited the knitwear cluster here in Ludhiana. So that was one of the clusters which I personally visited about 3-4 years back for that CDP program. So likewise, try and make use of the facilities that the government has. And also, in these respects, SIDBI is your partner. कहीं पे भी वो SIDBI जब partner करेगा, तो आपको ये सब चीज़ों के लिए भी बताएगा. Today, there was a team from SIDBI, New Delhi, who was the team was visiting Abohar. So Abohar में वो कोई बड़ी प्रोजेक्ट जो सरकार यहाँ पे कर रही है उसके लिए आए थे. नाउ ये सरकार के साथ हमारा क्या रिश्ता है? तो देर इज़ समथिंग कॉल्ड SCDF, सिडबी क्लस्टर डेवलपमेंट फंड, जो कि एक बहुत ही नॉमिनल रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे गवर्नमेंट को, हम लोग स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को देते हैं टू ब्रिंग द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज़. तो ये 3 फैसिलिटीज़ के लिए बात हुई है. वो अबोहर आज विजिट पे भी गए हैं. So my request to all of you present is that in these facilities, wherever you can pitch for it with the government and all those within the government, they should try and help, because this is for the benefit of the MSMEs. It is not for the benefit of people like you, me, but it is for the larger audience. Thirdly, in terms of, if you compare, of course, I am not here to name or shame anybody, but why SIDBI is that the rate of interest is always very competitive here. Today also, if you see the MCLR, we are the lowest in the ecosystem. And our second highest will be at least 40 paisa above us. So that is one point. And forget about those above them, because they cross even 9%. That is another part. Second part is that issues of hand-holding that you can get in SIDBI, you will not get anywhere else. Thirdly, SIDBI is the nodal agency, I can say, or the institutional agency which does the policy advocacy for all of you. So the government at times only employs SIDBI as the nodal agency for taking the projects of the government, whether it be PM Swanidhi भी जैसे हमने उसको implement कराया था, we were the nodal agency to manage it. Of course, the banks were also there lending. Similarly, there are 6-7 other projects of central government which we are doing. At the same time, there are various startup funds which the states have launched. So it has been launched in different states, the startup funds which SIDBI is managing. So if I keep on explaining as to what SIDBI does, it's a long list. But more than that, what I would request all of you is that you can come up with your problem statements, what else you need from SIDBI that we can do better, or things which we are doing we can do better, what is lacking. I know people talk about receivables. And for the receivables, we have set up the TREADS, institution called TREADS with NSC, RXIL. So that was, RBI specifically asked SIDBI to help in setting up that institution. अब वो क्या होता है, जब बड़े suppliers भी वहाँ register होंगे, तब आपके वो bills वहाँ पे auction होते हैं, and you get the best rate. Best rate meaning your bills are discounted, invoices are discounted at the lowest price. So one bank can come and say that you are supplying to Tata, so Tata is a good entity, I'll give at 6%. Another bank will say that no, I will discount only at 5%. So there is a competition there. And this TREADS, registering on the TREADS, has been made mandatory by the government for all PSUs above having a turnover above 500 crore, but still there is a lot to move. At the same time, all the government, all the private entities also need to go there. Third part is the issues of TAT, how fast we can deliver. So we can say that we have certain schemes where the in principle approval can be given to you within 1 hour, 30 minutes, even 20 minutes. Few days back I was at Pune and people came that I got my approval in 20 minutes, sanction letter same day, disbursement 1 day after. So this is the express journey that we call, and there is no human intervention in that. So you just have to upload 3 things: your ITR, your bank statement, and your GST. So that is consent based GST. So GST, when you give the consent, that GST also gets reported, and within 10 to 15 minutes, the in principle sanction comes. So this is how we have started digitizing, moving fast, and slowly we are trying to increase the amount which can be given through this route. We started with 1 crore, now we are moving to 3 crore, and we'll be, in a day or two, probably we'll launch that also. So given our experience of this express, and all can come within new to bank, new to SIDBI, and existing customers also. So these are some of the things which we have been trying to speed up, and the TAT, which is the turnaround time for any application, we are trying to bring down to the minimum possible level what we can do. Thirdly, of course, it is premature, a bit premature to announce or say, but all the time people cannot offer collateral. And collateral is also a big issue in getting a finance. So there is CGTMSE guarantee cover available, which all of you know. CGTMSE is also a sister institution of SIDBI, which we have promoted with the Ministry of MSME, and which bank will give a corpus of 1,000 crore in that fund, out of its own fund. So these are developmental activities which we undertake. Now CGTMSE has its limitation that it can only go up to 5 crore. So beyond that, we are trying to introduce certain schemes which is based on cash flow. Because this cash flow also we understood recently when we started doing certain cases for the defense sector. So defense sector will have a lot of orders in hand, but to execute those orders, they will not have that much of capital or collateral available to give to any of the banks. So how do you do that? You do through the cash flow based model, and this has been a long-standing demand, but hopefully Vaheguru Di Kripa Hondi will introduce it very fast. So that will be another addition. Now we are also introducing something which is called GST Sahay. The pilot phase of that has already been done, completed. And GST Sahay कैसे काम करता है? तो आप जब अपनी कोई इनवॉइस रेज करते हो तो 2 तरह से रेज करोगे, आप किसी को सामान बेचोगे और किसी से खरीदोगे. So first, in the first case, it has been started for the proprietorship concerns who are GST registered. A limit will be set, and any invoice within that limit, if it comes, money will be transferred to your account in 5 minutes, and you can repay as and when you want, and then and this assistance is 100%. It is not discounting, it is financing. So bills discounting, but invoice financing, and it works both ways. It is from the sale part also, and it is from the purchase part also. So the pilot has been completed, and it will just get rolled out in different branches of SIDBI. Thirdly, we are also expanding. So we are expanding our footprints. This year we have opened a branch in Mohali, and based on the traction that we get from other regions and the prospects that we see, we'll try and increase our number of branches in the state of Punjab also. So slowly and slowly our footprints are increasing. But SIDBI as a bank, if you see as a bank, it cannot be present in every district, every mohalla, every gully. It will be in certain clusters only, but at the same time, it will also use the digital way and the available, public available data which is available in the ecosystem. Using that, we'll try, okay, I'll just take 2 more minutes and then finish it off. So digital data available in the public system without bothering the entrepreneur, हम उसको use करके, and we'll see that how best the assessment of the borrower is done and loan sanctioned within the shortest possible time. There are many other things which we can explain, which we can do. Of course, we'll wait after the event is over. Your queries, your questions, all are welcome. Last but not the least, whenever I come to this place, my energy levels also go up because I see the energy levels in all of you. There are many brands, I will say brands, जो अब 1000 करोड़ के हो गए होंगे, 1500 करोड़ के हो गए, who started with a small loan of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs with us. Some have also gone for IPO. Some have done the IPO which was very well received, their IPOs. Some have gone to a level of 1000 crore, 1005 crore, and the first loan they took was from SIDBI. So I expect that all of you will learn from this lesson, and also you would have known that there are industries in Ludhiana who have also done IPOs recently. IPO was also oversubscribed. Private equity, venture capital investment was done in them. So they had, manufacturing industry also has the potential. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि केवल IT में venture capital जाएगा या private equity जाएगी. Manufacturing is one of the prominent things. After all, in the end, it is manufacturing which matters. Do whatever you may, do any online business, करना तो फिर private manufacturing से ही है. The shawl which madam makes, I know, and I have received, madam, the moment I said that I bought this shawl from Ludhiana, I was in Banaras, your name came up. And Ganga Maiya ki kasam, I was in the Ganges that time on a boat doing a Bhagwan Shiv ki puja ho rahi thi. So this is the level of acceptance of goods. And that shawl was bought from you only. I said that it is a product of so and so. So immediately, because he was also a person dealing in clothes and shawls and other things in Banaras, so he took your name. I have not even said hello to you, ma'am, so far. मैं आपको जानता भी नहीं हूँ personally. But to tell all of you that this is the level of products which has got the acceptability in the entire country. And the other point which that gentleman made, that the shawl, of course, my wife was donning it. He told that this is one of the best shawls that is made in India. So that was the compliment. And when I saw the invite list, I saw your name, I said, okay, I'll have a chance to meet you. So that is how people talk about goods produced in this anything. Cycles बोल लीजिए, biscuits बोल लीजिए, आप समझ रहे होंगे हमारा इशारा कहाँ है. So all these things, they all started in a very small manner at SIDBI, or even the banks that have come up all over the country, they all started very small with SIDBI. They have become banks. So the things which SIDBI does is phenomenal, not that because I am working in SIDBI, but I can assure you, I can tell you, people who have not joined with SIDBI, start your relationship, see the difference, and I'm 100% sure that all of you will go at least 10x or 20x. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for address the gathering, sir. I would like to invite you again on the stage, sir. Rahul, sir, please join us. And as a token of appreciation, I would like to invite Ms. Neha on stage. Everyone, please put your hands together for Sir and Neha, ma'am. We are ready to present a memento and an Akshay Patra certificate to Mr. Rahul Padari, sir. And here we go with the memento. So thank you very much for sharing your views. Thank you, sir. All right. We are ready to move on next. And a super great personality is present in the house today's evening. I would like to welcome on stage Ms. Rajender Pal, Kaur, China, MLA Ludhiana South, to deliver and address the gathering. Ma'am, please join us. Everyone, please put your hands together. Ma'am, thank you very much for coming here and making this evening very special.
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ MSME ਜੋ ਸਿਡਬੀ ਦੇ ਮੰਚ ਤੇ ਅਮਨ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਹੋਈ ਹਾਂ। ਆਪਾਂ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਅੱਜ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਰਾਹੁਲ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਲਿੱਤਾ ਔਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ। ਮੈਂ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਰਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਸਿਡਬੀ MSME ਦੀ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਰੀਫ ਕੀਤਾ ਔਰ GDP ਦੀ ਗਰੋਥ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 50% ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅਗਰ ਜੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੀ ਹੈ ਰਾਹੁਲ ਜੀ, ਹਾਰਟ ਆਫ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਵੀ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹ ਨੇ। ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਸਕਿੱਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂ ਕਿ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਦਾ ਜੇ ਅਗਲਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਿਛਲਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਦੇਖੀਏ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਕੈਨਿੰਗ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਯੁੱਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਜੋ ਇੱਕ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਕੈਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ। ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੁਧਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਮੰਚ ਤੇ ਖੜੀ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰਾਹੁਲ ਜੀ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਖੁਦ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਚਲਾਈ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਦ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਥੀਂ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ CNC ਦਾ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਲੋਹੇ ਦੀ ਟੈਸਟਿੰਗ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਡਾਈ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਪੋਲਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਤੇ ਕੱਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲਗਾਏ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਸਾਰਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਣਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡੇ CM ਸਰਦਾਰ ਭਗਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਮਾਨ ਔਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਵਾਪਸ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਰੋਥ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ। ਇੱਕ ਹਲਕੇ ਦਾ ਵਿਧਾਇਕ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਕੜੀ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੀਟਿੰਗਾਂ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਕੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਆਪਕੇ ਦੁਆਰ। ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਲਾਂ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਵਿਧਾਨ ਸਭਾ 'ਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ, CM ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣਾ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਦੇਣਾ, ਇਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਇਓਰਿਟੀ ਹੈ। ਲੁਧਿਆਣਾ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਿਕਸ ਯੂਜ਼ ਲੈਂਡ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਨੂੰ प्रॉब्लम आंदियां ने, लेकिन मैं एक चीज़ चाहनी है कि बहुत सारी जिहड़ी छोटी इंडस्ट्री है, जिस तरह तुसी इत्थे बरीफ कीता है कि किस तरह एक अच्छा पार्ट प्ले करके छोटी इंडस्ट्री नूं अपर ग्रेड ते लैके जाना और उहदे विच सारा उहनूं मतलब पेपर वर्क दे विच और उहदी ग्रोथ तक लैके जाना, ये छोटी इंडस्ट्री तक पहुँच नहीं होंदी कि अगर आपां छोटी छोटी मीटिंगां जां डैमो इंडस्ट्री एरिए दे अंदर करिए तो मेरे लुधियाने की इंडस्ट्री बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो करूगी, क्योंकि असी ये चाहते हैं। दूसरी गल करते असी प्रवास की, अगर अज साडा नौजवान बाहर जा रहा प्रवास कर रहा तो असी उन्होंने भी इत्थे रोक सकते हैं, इत्थे अवेयर करके उस नौजवानों को इत्थे ही रख सकते हैं। इन्ना ही कहती हुई थोड़ा सारिਆਂ ਦਾ मैं तह दिलों शुक्रिया करती हाँ। वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह।
Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you for giving the special message with invisible insights on the concrete measures being taken by the Punjab government to address the challenges faced by MSME and strengthen the ecosystem. Thanks a lot. Well, I think एक बार फिर से मैम आपको मैं मंच पे बुलाना चाहूँगी, प्लीज़ हमें ज्वाइन करें। साथ ही में मैं मिस्टर राहुल को सर को इनवाइट करना चाहूँगी। सर प्लीज़ ज्वाइन अस। A token of appreciation, token of gratitude. This is the time to present a memento, and I request to Rahul sir. Thank you, ma'am, for coming once again. And I think everyone, put your hands together. बहुत शुक्रिया मैम इस सपोर्ट का। हम ये उम्मीद करते हैं कि आगे भी हमें ये साथ और सपोर्ट ऐसे ही मिलता रहेगा टुवर्ड्स MSME, टुवर्ड्स SIDBI. Thank you, ma'am. Well, now we are ready with the next up. Next is a fireside chat. For this, I would like to invite on stage Ms. Neha. Again, over to ma'am. Thank you. And everyone, please put your hands together as I welcome on stage Ms. Ishita Thamin, Assistant Director, MSME DFO Ludhiana, to engage in a compelling conversation on Atmanirbhar Punjab, decoding the blueprint of holistic MSME expansion. So, welcome on stage. Here we go with the fireside chat. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Ishita. Welcome. Welcome to this fireside chat. And let's begin a bit with MSME DFO. And why don't you start with telling us a little bit about MSME DFO, what it does, and what has it been engaged in so far?
Good evening, everyone. So, to begin with your question, MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Ludhiana, is the office which is the field office of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India. So this office looks after the region of Punjab and Chandigarh both, and we as an institution ensures that the schemes of Ministry of MSME are implemented in the right way in the state of Punjab and the UT of Chandigarh. So yes, that's our role.
Okay, and would you like to tell us some of the initiatives that have been taken up?
So the major initiatives which are being undertaken by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises ranges from providing access to credit, as I think already mentioned by Rahul sir as well, like credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises. Apart from this, we have Pradhan Mantri Employment Guarantee Program, wherein the enterprises which are going to start with new business, so they are provided with the funding of rupees up to 50 lakhs in case of a manufacturing enterprise, and for the services sector it is up to 20 lakh. And under this, the government subsidy which is given is rupees 15, the subsidy which is given is 15%. And in case the enterprise is a woman-owned or a SC/ST, then the subsidy ranges to 25%. So apart from this, this is the benefits which are given under credit support. Apart from this, we have benefits for marketing support as well. Under this, we have international cooperation scheme and procurement and marketing support scheme. And from skilling as well, entrepreneurship skill development program. So the range of initiatives which are being undertaken by Ministry of MSME are a lot, which covers credit, skilling, technology, and marketing.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the kind of benefits that have been seen under these schemes, as you're saying, PMEGP or the skill development one?
Right. So, as I was explaining, Pradhan Mantri Employment Guarantee Program. So this is the scheme which was felt that the entrepreneurs which, want to start their new business, they can come in and they want some kind of nudge from the government side as well to start their business. So the government is providing them with the subsidy. As I told that 15% is provided for if it's owned by a man, and 25% for a woman. So as of now in Punjab itself, we have, since the inception of the scheme, around 20,000 units have been benefited under this scheme. So this is the, this is what we have achieved so far in Punjab, and we are, we now expect that more of, entrepreneurs will come in and get the benefit under the scheme.
Okay, and if we speak a little bit more about MSMEs being a part of Industry 4.0, how should they be able to meet the future complexities in regional global production chains?
For me, I think the major, major requirement is digital transformation. So digital transformation is one. Then, as already mentioned by Rahul ji as well, ki sustainability is the major thing, that energy efficient technologies and then waste reduction strategies, so that has to be followed. And networking is again a very good, networking is very important. Reason being, the more you connect, the more visible you are, and more people will know about your product. So it is important that networking should be there. And again, what I feel is customer-centric approach. So as we always hear that consumer is the king, so I think even if there is industrial revolution, so consumers still will be the king, and we should be looking forward for it.
Right, definitely. Also, if we talk about MSMEs in India, I mean the ecosystem in India versus in other countries, like, for example, there are, rental factories or plug-and-play facilities which are non-existent in Punjab, but which is attracting investment in countries like China, Vietnam, and other Southeast Asian countries. So how can this be turned around to include more incentives that favor MSMEs in the country?
I think looking into introducing this plug-and-play system, Ministry of MSME through its initiative called Cluster Development Program has already worked on it. And under this program, I'll explain a little about it. So under this, two things are happening, which is common facility centers and the industrial development. So as of now in Punjab, we have successfully around under infrastructure development projects, we have 19 ongoing projects, and we have successfully completed 5 projects out of it. Under common facility centers, we are already running with 5 projects, and 2 have been completed in Punjab. One is in Mohali, and second is in Ludhiana, which has been completed. So the common facility center is the one, if a cluster through its SPV wants to, come together and resolve their issues by coming together, then they can, have a common facility center. And under this, up to rupees 30 crores can be provided. Under this, the contribution by the central government would be 80%. The maximum assistance is 80%. And for the state government's assistance is up to 10%. And the SPV which has to contribute is just 10%. So it is a very good initiative. The clusters can come in and avail the benefit of this scheme.
And there are a number of clusters,
Yeah,
in
which have
Ludhiana.
already availed the benefit. As I told that the Mohali cluster, which is Mohali High-Tech Metal Cluster, the funding up to rupees 15 crore has been provided to them. Under this, 11 crores has been already provided by the central government. And apart from this, the Ludhiana cluster, which is oil expeller cluster, that has already been provided funding under this. So
And there's a knitwear cluster, and there are, apparel, textile ones as well.
One
Yeah.
is still in working in Kapurthala, then Ludhiana as well, and one more is there, which are yet to be, the projects are undergoing, they are not completed yet.
Right, and in terms of credit assistance support, which is being offered to MSMEs, how has that helped so far, from the ministry's side?
I'll just give a brief example. For example, the people who come to visit us in our office, there's this person who was just 20 years old, and he developed this product which is boiled water. So through our office, they were not aware about this scheme. So through our office, I wanted to give this instance because I also joined the office right now. I'm not, not aware about other beneficiaries who have availed the scheme. In my presence, today itself only, I referred that case to District Industry Center. Why? Because through them only our beneficiaries get the benefit, because the submission of the registration form has to go through their office. So they have to fill a detailed project report, and that person will get the now benefit under the PM-EGP scheme. So apart from this, the credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises as well, the people are getting benefit of collateral-free loans, and this is up to rupees 5 crore. So I do understand that people come up that, the banks are not providing us with the loan because they still ask us for the collateral. So we are trying to streamline those guidelines and ensure that people achieve those benefits the right way.
Yeah, because I think that is still the foremost concern for
Right.
MSMEs when they apply for credit assistance. They don't get it, unless there's heavy collateral against it. So it continues. That grievance continues.
Right. So actually, already the RBI guidelines have also been issued, but that guidelines are for the loans which are up to rupees 10 lakh, that no collateral has to be charged by the banks. But for ensuring that under credit guarantee scheme that, the collateral should not be asked by, the primary collateral should not be asked by the bank, that still is in process, and that we are ensuring that banks do follow the norms of the schemes which are being introduced by Ministry of MSME.
So, Ishita, besides capital, there are also a lot of challenges which come on, the resource part of it, the skilled labor. So, MSMEs face difficulty, a lot of difficulty in finding skilled labor, and they usually resort to on-job training to unskilled labor force. So obviously this does lead to them not being competitive enough. How can this issue be addressed?
Actually, I do think that skilled labor is one of the major issue which is being faced in Punjab and across the country as well. So for that, we have various programs as well, and with the help of our field officers, which are across the country, not just in Punjab, we ensure that, appropriate skills are ensured to the manpower. We have introduced entrepreneurship skill development programs, wherein 6 weeks program is there where the labor is provided with the skilling, and management development programs as well to tell more about, management techniques to these labor. So I think we have a lot of schemes, but the only issue which is facing is that people are not aware about it. So necessary steps need to be ensured that we ensure that the awareness is being created among the MSMEs, and this information asymmetry is controlled.
Right, and you mentioned about some of the, aspects that you're looking at for entrepreneurs. And of course, as we know, driving an entrepreneurial culture is important, when we speak of innovation. So besides schemes, is there anything else that you're looking at to drive such a culture among MSMEs in this sector?
So I think any MSME which is, introducing new concepts in their organization, be it in energy efficiency, be it some idea which is already there, but they just took it as an opportunity to, to bring it out in the world. So that kind of thing is to be required, and people need to be more, aware about what their inner ability is, and to just put it out in the world in a proper way.
Right, and also we spoke about sustainability. You also mentioned it, in the middle of our conversation. But again, what sustainability focused and maybe even climate focused strategies or awareness are you trying to instill among MSMEs, given the times that we are in?
Right. So I think most of the MSMEs present here would be aware about this zero effect, zero defect policy. And a lot of MSME have already availed the benefit under it. So under this, we have 3 levels. One is at bronze level, then silver level, and the gold level. So a certain set of criteria have to be filled to achieve these certifications. And the ones who achieve these certifications, the more they will be able to achieve the scheme benefits of either of Government of India or of Government of Punjab as well. So that's it.
And any...
And also of the banks, right? So.
And do you have any numbers on how many have taken to these?
So as I remember, the gold certifications till now are, I think, 6 or 7 in Ludhiana. But they are above, I think, 12,000 or 13,000 in, the bronze ones are 12,000 plus in Ludhiana, yes. So the scheme is running good.
Yeah, because I think that is the need of the hour, as I mentioned in my note as well, about pollution and how, I mean, in Ludhiana and how that needs to be addressed on an urgent basis. I think that's a great note to, great and positive note to end this on. And thank you so much, Ishita, for joining us and telling us all about the kind of initiatives that are being done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ishita. Thank you, Neha. And I request to Ishita, please be there on stage. We are ready with the token of appreciation on behalf of ET and SIDBI. I would request to Mr. Joy Deep Ghosh, Journal Manager ET, to present the memento to Ms. Ishita and Akshay Patra certificate to ma'am. The Akshay Patra Foundation strives to ensure that no child in India shall be deprived of education because of hunger. We serve over 2 million children studying in 24,082 government and government-aided schools and Anganwadis across 72 locations in 16 states and 2 union territories of India, currently feeding 2 million children daily. The mission of the foundation is to feed 3 million children every day till 2025. I think everyone, one clap for the Akshay Patra Foundation as well as SIDBI for doing a super great job with them. Well, thank you very much to everyone. We are ready to move on, but one more time, I would like to invite on stage Neha ma'am. For our next session, we have a panel discussion where our distinguished panelists will deliberate on the theme of revitalizing Ludhiana manufacturing landscape. And for this, one more time, I request, please join us on the stage. I think Mr. Joy is joining. I would like to request and I would like to invite our panelists to join on stage. Mr. Badish Jindal, President, Federation of Punjab Small Industry Association. Mr. Gurmeet Singh Kohler, Chairman Kohler Enterprises, Darshan Group of Companies. Miss Mridula Jain, Managing Director, Singora. Mr. Upkar Singh, CMD, Newson President, Chamber of Industrial and Commercial Undertaking. Please join us on the stage, and now over to Neha. Thank you.
So let's get to it. We are discussing, the topic is on revitalizing, it is about revitalizing Ludhiana's manufacturing landscape. And we did hear Mr. Priyadarshi, speak about how at the end of the day, it is manufacturing that really counts. So I would like to start with a common question to everybody. How do you view the current Ludhiana manufacturing landscape? What is working for it and against it? Badish, I would like to start with you.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, thank you. Basically, we just need three things to get everything. One is finance, second is technology, and third is marketing. And one more addition in Ludhiana industry is jugaad. That's why we are successful. But there are other factors also. One is I suppose the import impact on the industry. Second is government policies. Third is bank policies and rest of the things. If you allow me, let me start with some of the negative things that MSME is having. Sir said that no impact of COVID on MSME. 14,215 industries closed down in Ludhiana and Punjab in 2021. None of the bank, they gave that 1 rupees concession in the interest rate during the COVID. We have to pay to our workers also, we pay to the bank as interest also. These are the challenges we are. Now there are two words for the MSME. One is we are always talk about the people, that is 0.05% of the total MSME sector of India. Because if we go through the definition, the plant and machinery up to 50 crores, that is also MSME. The turnover of 250 crores, that is MSME. But 92.34%, they are still below 5 lakh of their plant and machinery. And secondly, if we go for their turnover, still the 89% people are there, and those are just below 50 lakh of the turnover. So this tier 4, that is a challenge for us. Not the tier 1, tier 2, they are not the challenge, because they can manage their own. Banks are there to help them. That they have the big markets, they have the access to the funds. But my issue, my concern is, we recently published a report that in next 5 years, 2 crore MSMEs may close down in India. The reason is we are becoming the uncompetitive just because we don't have those facilities. I'm talking about those 92%. Even in the this year report of CII, 72% of MSMEs are either going to negative or they are stagnant. That is the concern for the MSME. Now coming to this point, yes, in some factors, the industry of Punjab is lucky. Second is the cluster approach. If we talk about the auto part cluster here, we talk about the bicycle cluster here, we talk about the garment cluster here, those clusters are doing good in Ludhiana. And if we support of any government support for them, I don't think there is much support, because I'm sorry for MSME. The schemes, this cluster development program started in 2006, 2007. And in, I think, these 18 years, we just have 2 clusters in Punjab. Where there is industry, more than 4 lakh industries in the state, we just have 2 clusters. So these are the issues that they shall come forward to help the industry, not the industry shall go to them for their needs. And yes, we are there. The industry is there. The organizations are there. Basically, the basic challenges are the interest rate in India. Secondly, the technology is very costly here. Third is that we don't have, because more than 10 lakh crores of imports are coming from China, and that could be a big market for us. We see recently some incidents happened in the Maldives. Some statement came from there, and all through that on the social media and on all channels, people voluntarily goes against the Maldives. But China daily attacking the Indian boundaries, and still they are exporting 11 lakh crores of things in India and no one there. That could be a good market for us. And basically, if the main reason that we are developing is that we don't need any support from the government. Make us free, we can grow more. Thank you.
Mr. Kullar, if you can also answer the question.
As far as the major challenge is technology. After technology, then there is skill development. Technology, if we talk about, we are from the bicycle industry, and still 75 years of independence after, still we are making the cycle up to 12,000. But China is manufacturing the bicycle up to 50 lakhs. The penetration of Indian bicycle industry in Europe, USA and UK is just 0.8%. But we need that technology. If we get that technology, carbon technology and alloy technology, then the penetration will be 10%. And if we talk about comparatively with China and India, still we are manufacturing 3 crore cycles. But as far as China is manufacturing, it is manufacturing now 32 crore cycles. And the gap between first and second is huge. If we make 31.5, even then we are on the second number. But one time in 1986, Hero Cycle became the world's largest bicycle manufacturer in the world. So, government, MSME department and the joint ventures will definitely boost this sector if we go for the joint ventures, but only I think that the progressive MSMEs can do that. But the micro, they can't. It is a very big challenge if we make that. If India can make the ISO 6742 reflectors within 6 months, as it was not manufactured in India, but we are lacking in technology, we are lacking. And Mr. Badish, I endorse their point for the imports. We are now importing high-end bicycles from the Germany, Taiwan and China, which is price of 4 lakh, 5 lakh. But still that is not manufactured in India. Why? That is the first question, because we don't have the raw material, that type of raw material. If we get that raw material and the technology, we will definitely make our product with the European standards. So, second point is skill development. As far as skill development is need of the hour, because after 47, migratory labor, we are dependent. Now, they are not coming as if they gone 100 and they came just 60. So in the future, we have to work on automation. That is a big challenge to our industry. So third is finance. MSMEs as compared to the corporates are getting finance very difficult because of their credit rating. मैं वो बात करता हूँ कि जब क्रेडिट रेटिंग की बात आ जाती है तो एमएसएमईज की क्रेडिट रेटिंग कभी भी ठीक नहीं होती. हमें फाइनेंस लेने की क्यों ज़रूरत पड़े? अगर फाइनेंस हमारे पास ही हो, हमारी बैलेंस शीट स्ट्रांग हो, तो हमें फाइनेंस की ज़रूरत नहीं है. लेकिन हमारी क्रेडिट रेटिंग जो है, एमएसएमईज की जो क्रेडिट रेटिंग है, वो एग्जम्प्ट होनी चाहिए अगर हम एमएसएमई को ऊपर लेके जाना है. थैंक यू.
Ms. Jain, your thoughts on this?
I am from the textile sector. Namaskar, namaskar everybody. They're all from metallurgy and high-end products. I am from textile sector. I also represent shawl industry. I am the chairperson of Shawl Club of India. Whatever Mr. Jindal has said and Kularji has said, of course, those points are totally, I endorse them. But our product is a fashion item. And you'll be surprised, you know, right from the beginning, I have been in this business for the last 37 years. And I always say that our fashion industry always has crests and troughs. You know, it comes in the waves. But that crest and trough, since the COVID, we have been in the trough. The hope of the crest is not visible at all. Why? The reason is, Neha ji has asked about the Ludhiana industry. So basically, Ludhiana is a textile hub. Of course, knitwear is also there. I am from the weaving sector. The buyer since COVID has totally, I would say, at least 70% of the customer do not want to buy fashion. Everybody has become casual because staying at home, you are wearing your tracksuits. Octave is doing very well. You know why? Because he's selling tracksuits. But our products are fashion items. So fashion items are no more needed. Zaras of the world, they do not want to buy the products which costed them $12, $14. They would rather go to China, buy a polyester shawl or polyester item which would cost them $3 or $4. So that is one of the biggest impact of COVID has been our loss of customers across the world. I don't talk India as of now. Domestic is totally different scenario. But exports from our industry is drastically down. And then second that effect has been, earlier we always used to get credit from our suppliers, from whomsoever we used to buy the raw material, the yarn supplier or chemicals or whatever. They would give us and we would give them payments in 60 days or 90 days. Now what has happened since COVID, nobody trusts anybody. You pay a check, you give them the money, then they will deliver your goods. And the customer whom we have to produce, it takes 60 days for us to produce, and the buyer will pay 90 days later. So can you imagine, our cycle has become from 0 to 6 months. So the liquidity crunch is huge. So that's why, as Mr. Jindal also said, and Kularji also said, that MSME, the finances are not the corporate level at all. For us, we exist with everyday's money cycles. We have to pay our labor, we have to pay our, for the raw material. I get an order of, let us suppose, 50,000 pieces. I have to think twice. Okay, how do I pay it to my yarn supplier? That is another issue. And then, after COVID, again, another point which Mr. Kular also said, is the skill. For our textile sector, our total labor was migratory. We have handloom people here, only the handloom, but we are usually into the high-end machinery. So there, the migratory labor used to come and be working with us. Now, even now, if I talk about my factory, I think I will be short of at least 40% of the labor whom I actually require. So these are some of the points which is not very good. That is the end of it. Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. Singh, I would like to hear your thoughts as well on this.
So good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I agree with Mr. Jindal, Mr. Kular, and Madam Mrudula Jain, what they have mentioned. I will not repeat the same. That there are a few other points, like the challenges we are facing in export will be carbon footprint. Now, I think April onward, if we sell steel products to Europe, we have to give a declaration that they are made with green steel. Otherwise, the customer has to pay 10% extra. So the European community, they are quite wise because they can't put the tariff barrier. They have found other ways and means to stop the exports or import to their country. So I think it will be very difficult. Even MSME, as Mr. Jindal said, that it ranges from 1 crore to 250 crores. So demand of and most of the companies here, if we see the upper limit, leave the micro sector, even small sector, they are between the turnover of 10 crore to 25 crores. And they will not be able to make these documents. One of my customer was telling that 700-page document, even we can't understand to submit to the government. So I think SIDBI, MSME, and there are so many departments, they should have some good advisory role. Because subsidies we are not getting, even whatever madam has said. Or I think clusters also, we tried many times, but it is so complicated and the rule change very fast. So it is not very much popular and industry is not able to take the benefits. The next is rising cost and manufacturing efficiency. So in our industry, as our friend said that the bicycle we are making and China is making it is 20x. So we don't have even the capacities. We don't talk about the technology upgradation, we don't have the capacities. So if one company came here to our organization, CICU, so he said, I can bring 10 companies, but for bicycle, they will buy billion-dollar goods. But the industry here is not having the capacities. So to build the capacity, we need the finance. We speak with our Chinese friends many times. There you can get finance in 3 days. And here in India, even our documents of MSME, they are not up to mark sometime. And we can't get the finance, we are not able to scale up. It is a vicious circle. Again, we come to the technology, it is a vicious circle. We don't have good technology, so our value addition is less. Our value addition is less, we don't have the surplus to invest in technology. Again, we get the lower price and we are not able to invest. That is a vicious circle. And we have to break the vicious circle. Like at least we should get some subsidy, I can't say the subsidy, some special prices of loan for capacity upgradation and technology upgradation. If we compare with our competitor, the economy is open now, anyone can put up a shop here in India. If a Japanese company comes, his bank lend him at 3% per annum. Whereas we are getting, you can say between 8 to 12% here in India. So these are the challenge, but we are quite strong. The Ludhiana industry, they are running at their own. We are very strong in reverse engineering, and that is our strong point. We can do low-cost automation. We at CICU, we are setting up a center for excellence. That will be for manufacturing of new product development. So, because if we go to Chinese, take a sample, next 1 month they are able to develop that part and give the sample. Whereas here there is no capacity or no infrastructure to develop the parts faster, to do the prototyping. So we knocked many doors to get some funds for setting up the center because these are high-end machines. But we are not able, finally we decided to collect the money at our own and establish that center. So these are the few, I think, challenge and opportunities, but opportunities are huge. We are at the crossroad. The companies, those who are able to, you can say, upgrade, because everybody is talking of China plus one, Taiwan plus one, and every importer is trying to realign the supply chain. So I think it is chicken and egg story that we first upgrade our facilities or we get the order and we get the finance first. So, but still industry is growing. Thank you.
Neha, just 1 second, sorry. I would like to say, it is actually, it would concern each and everybody sitting out here. You know, we are getting so much of imports from China or shawls, and all those shawls are polyester made. And since I'm highlighting a particular point, which I have been fighting for last 30 years, government has not made content label mandatory for garments. It's for everybody to know. It's just a learning I'm giving everybody. Whatever you wear, you will be surprised. It is only when you are buying from big brands that you will have a label at the back. If you are buying in the market, in the high street market, you do not know that polyester would be written as pashmina. That's a learning. That's what is happening. So when we are making something in 100% wool, and our price would be naturally the wool price, and the polyester coming from China would be 200 rupees, and that person who's buying the polyester at the same time writing it as wool, declaring it as wool content, because there is no law which will penalize it. Just a learning.
So again, it is, these absence of these clear, laws and a regulatory framework which, leads to MSMEs getting hurt at the end of the day. And of course, there are a lot of other challenges which have also come up in the talk during COVID, as you mentioned, lack of awareness and, a lot of people not, like the loss of customers. And of course, finance remains a perennial issue. And the cycle industry, I mean, as you mentioned, 3 crore versus 32 crore. So that is, of course, a huge contrast. But Badish, I would like to come back to you and speak a little bit about the manufacturing sector. MSMEs are accountable for 1/3 of India's manufacturing sector. So MSMEs in Ludhiana and the rest of the country, what can they do to further this share and be more future ready?
Again, the comes is the technology and finance. Because we need the cheap finance. Simple question is that if China is getting 3%, 4%, Japan getting, we are getting 9%, start from 9% or 8.5. Depends upon your balance sheet, and as Kular Sahab says, balance sheet can never be perfect. But above this, I tell you one thing. I visited many countries. The situation of MSME is even worse in other countries, even Europe, and even the worst in UK. Ludhiana, known as the Manchester of India, 2 months back I was in Manchester, and that is closed down. That is closed down because the machinery, the factories, they are selling at the scrap prices, and most of the scrap is coming to Ludhiana only. All the sieving machines, all the garment machines, lot of machines is coming there. They offered me to. We tried to export some garment from here to UK. They says it will take 10% if we'll import 12.5% if they will import from India. Then we were forced to buy from the Bangladesh and export there. There are many, WTO is also a big hurdle for India. Not even the Indian rules. WTO is also, because the rules are very easy for the Bangladesh. They are known as the underdeveloped countries, or maybe that, but practically India is more underdeveloped. In a country, you put a definition of 250 crores to tell the world that MSME is big here, but practically 99% of the MSME is still the micro sector. So that is the reason we are not getting that access to the international market as per with the countries like Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and even the Pakistan. Pakistan is also an edge in the export because they have the duty benefits on the export. Secondly, the technology part, again, I will come to the MSME. I request them to restart CLCSS. I think that was the only scheme of the ministry. I started in 2012 or 2011. They gave some benefit of 15% or 20% on the machinery, on the technology upgradation. But in 2018, they stopped this scheme, and those funds cleared in 2020-21. And after that, it is closed down. Because the problem is that we don't have any benefit from any government schemes, right from that CLCSS or from even CGTSME. I want to tell one case. मैं particular अपने case दादा. मैं एक RTI पाई पंजाब नेशनल बैंक कि भाई तुसी किन्ने लोन 10 लाख तक जड़े ने वो विद collateral किते ने ते उन्होंने कह दिता कि 1,45,000 लोन जड़ा जबकि RBI की गाइडलाइन सी कि 10 लाख तक मैंडेटरी है कोई बैंक ले नहीं सकता ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੀਗਲ ਨੋਟਿਸ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਲਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ 1,15,000 ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀਜ਼ ਕਰੋ। ਕਾਫੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਟਲ ਚੱਲੀ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਨਾਟ ਦੇਅਰ ਟੂ ਹੈਲਪ ਔਨ ਦਿਸ ਇਸ਼ੂ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੈਂਕਸ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਮਨਮਾਨੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। MSME ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ MSME ਕੋਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਿਸ ਨੇ, ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀਕਲੀ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਡਿਪੈਂਡੈਂਟ। ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਹੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗਰੋ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਕੁਆਂਟਮ ਕਿੰਨਾ, ਲੈਸ ਦੈਨ 0.5%। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਐਫਰਟ ਇਹ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟੀਅਰ 4 ਨੇ, ਅੱਜ CNC ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, HMC ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ, BMC ਆ ਗਈਆਂ, ਅੱਜ ਵੀ 95% ਲੋਕ ਖਰਾਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ। ਮੇਰੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਸੀ MSME ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਅਮੀਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ 15 ਲੱਖ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ 1 ਕਰੋੜ ਦੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਰੀ ਲੈ ਲੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ 15 ਲੱਖ, ਅਸੀਂ 5 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਈਆ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ CNC ਦੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਲੈ ਲੇ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਫਿਰ ਉਹੀ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਕੀਮਸ ਨੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ 30% ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਹੈ। 30% ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ 90% ਹੈ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਸੈਕਟਰ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਸਿਰਫ 30% ਹੈ। 70% ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਸਿਰਫ 10% ਕਿ 2% ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ 70% ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਹੈ, 98% ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ 30% ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਹੈ। ਔਰ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਵਧਾਈਏ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਆਰ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਵਸਟ। ਇਹ ਫੇਜ਼ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ। ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰੋਕਿਉਰਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਮੈਡਮ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ MSME ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਕਿਉਰਮੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਰਚੇਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ that is 5 to 10% higher than the large sector or medium scale. ਅੱਜ they have this direct access to the plants. ਅੱਜ ਰਿਲਾਇੰਸ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਲ ਵੇਚ ਰਿਹਾ 10% ਡਿਸਕਾਊਂਟ 'ਤੇ। ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ 10% ਵੱਧ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਰਾ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਖਰੀਦ ਕੇ ਹਾਓ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕੈਨ ਕੰਪੀਟ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਮੀਡੀਅਮ ਔਰ ਲਾਰਜ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ। ਦੀਜ਼ ਆਰ ਦਾ ਕੰਸਰਨ। ਕੋਈ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੀ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸੀ ਦੈਟ ਫਰੇਟ ਇਕੁਲਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸੇ ਰੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਈਸਟਰਨ ਪਾਰਟ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿ ਸਟੀਲ ਹੈ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਨਾਓ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਗੋਇੰਗ ਗੈਟਿੰਗ 5,000 or 4,000 costlier as compared to the eastern or western parts. How we can compete? ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ ਮਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਣਾ ਕੇ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਈਸਟਰਨ ਪਾਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੇਜਣਾ। ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਜ਼ ਟੂ ਥਿੰਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੈਟ। ਦੇਰ ਆਰ ਮੈਨੀ ਅਦਰ ਚੈਲੰਜਿਸ ਦੈਟ ਆਰ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ हैं। देखो इंडस्ट्री इज स्टिल ग्रोइंग, बट जो गवर्नमेंट हेल्प करे in technology, in finance, in marketing and even the in ease of ਹੁਣ ਲੇਟੈਸਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਐਫਰਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਾਸਟਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲਗਾਈ ਹੈ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਉਹਦਾ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਕਦੋਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਦਾ 1000 ਯੂਨਿਟ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਿਰਫ 50 ਯੂਨਿਟ ਰਹਿ ਗਏ। ਸਕਰੀਊ ਮੈਨੂਫੈਕਚਰਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦਾ 1000 ਯੂਨਿਟ ਸੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਨਾਓ ਦੇ ਜਸਟ ਹੈਵ ਦ 50 ਯੂਨਿਟਸ ਲੈਫਟ ਦੇਅਰ। ਹੁਣ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਅਕਲ ਆਈ, ਹੁਣ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲਗਾਈ ਹੈ। ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਅੱਜ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ। ਅੱਜ ਬੜੇ ਕੋਈ ਟਾਇਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੜੇ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਇਟ ਟੇਕਸ 1 ਡੇ। ਅੱਜ ਬਾਈਸਾਈਕਲ ਪਾਰਟਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ 10 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਲੜਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ। ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ, ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਊ ਟੂ ਹੈਲਪ ਦੀਜ਼ MSMEs ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ 2 ਕਰੋੜ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਅੱਜ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਮੈਨੂਫੈਕਚਰਿੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ MSME ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਰਿਟੇਲ ਚੇਨਸ ਵੀ ਆ ਗਈਆਂ। ਅੱਜ ਬਲਿੰਕਿਟ ਜਾਂ ਬੜੇ ਘਰ, ਮੈਂ ਚਲੋ ਨਾਮ ਲੈ ਰਿਹਾ, ਹਾਊ ਦ ਸਮੋਲ ਸ਼ਾਪਕੀਪਰਸ ਕੈਨ ਸਰਵਾਈਵ। ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਅ ਲਾਇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਟੂ ਦ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਰੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਪੋਲਿਸੀ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਫॉर ਦ ਮਾਈਕਰੋ ਯੂਨਿਟਸ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ 2 ਕਰੋੜ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਤੇ 4 ਕਰੋੜ ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਅਨਐਮਪਲਾਇਡ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ।
Mr. Kullar, if you know, based on what Batish mentioned, that you know how MSMEs are still struggling and continue to struggle, and they are actually not getting the benefits of the schemes which are there. But in your view, is Industry 4.0 then the answer when we talk about MSMEs to be more equipped with these challenges? Is that the way forward for them?
बदीश जी ने बदीश जी ने बात की रिगार्डिंग CLCSS, CGT, SME। उसके बाद हम बात करें तो एक IC स्कीम थी गवर्नमेंट की, इंटरनेशनल कोऑपरेशन स्कीम, वो भी गवर्नमेंट ने बंद कर दी। अगर हमको, क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी नेवर रिप्लेस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हु यूज द टेक्नोलॉजी विल रिप्लेस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स। तभी वो चेंज होगा। 4.0 पे हम कैसे आ पाएंगे जब तक हम टेक्नोलॉजी में ही अगर लैग कर रहे हैं, तो उस टेक्नोलॉजी तक हम पहुंच ही नहीं पाएंगे। आज इंडस्ट्री 4.0 पे काम कर रही है, CNC, VMC और HMC से हम प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हैं। एक जो उस चीज़ पे एक्सपर्टाइज है, हम यूरोप की बात करें, चाइना की बात करें, ताइवान की बात करें, तो वो कंट्रीज़ तो 4.0 पे काम कर रहे हैं। इवन वियतनाम वो भी 4.0 पे आ गया है। आज हमारा जो MSME सेक्टर है उसको गवर्नमेंट डे बाय डे निगलेक्ट कर रही है। आज अगर MSME विच इज़ दी सबसे ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट कर रही है हमारी MSMEs, तो वो MSMEs डे बाय डे नीचे को जा रही है क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी उसको मिल नहीं रही। तो एक दिन ऐसा आएगा कि जो MSMEs है वो कोलैप्स कर जाएंगी। उसमें ज़्यादा जो होंगी वो माइक्रो और स्मॉल होंगी, लेकिन प्रोग्रेसिव जो स्मॉल स्केल्स है, गवर्नमेंट की हमारे को बहुत बड़ी सपोर्ट होती थी कि हम 1 करोड़ की मशीनरी लगाएं तो 15 लाख रुपया हमको गवर्नमेंट, उससे हमारी कोई कॉस्ट नहीं कम होती थी। उसमें जो हमने बैंक को इंटरेस्ट दिया है, क्योंकि उसका नाम CLCSS था, क्रेडिट लिंक कैपिटल सब्सिडी स्कीम थी, उसमें कोई हमारे को मिलता नहीं था, लेकिन हमारे को जो इंटरेस्ट बैंक का है वो उसके साथ ऑफसेट हो जाता था। आज इंडस्ट्री को 4.0 पे लाने के लिए सबसे पहले तो जो हमारी इंटरनेशनल विजिट्स थी, जो इंडस्ट्रियल विजिट्स थी, वो गवर्नमेंट ने 2018 से बंद कर दी है। वाई? जब एक एग्जीबिशन ही एक ऐसा टूल है यहाँ पर हम हमारे मल्टीपल बायर्स को और मल्टीपल एग्जीबिटर्स को मिल सकते हैं और हमको एक साल में जितनी अपग्रेडेशन हुई है उसके बारे में पता चलता है। पर गवर्नमेंट इज़ लीस्ट बॉदर्ड। ये 1-2 स्कीम ही थी। CGT SME में जो बैंक्स थे वो इंडस्ट्री का जो 0.5% जो बैंक चार्जेस थे वो बैंक बियर करता था, इंडस्ट्री को नहीं पड़ते थे। अभी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बढ़ा के 2% कर दिए, वो भी इंडस्ट्री पे डाल दिए। तो हमको लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड मिलना चाहिए। हम ये चाहते हैं कि अगर इंडस्ट्री 4.0 भी लाना है तो एटलीस्ट लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड हो तो हम आगे निकल सकते हैं। अगर हमको रॉ मटेरियल की कॉस्ट में ही इतना ज़्यादा डिफरेंस आ जाएगा और एवरी मंथ, जैसे 1st डेट को एवरी मंथ की 1 तारीख को हमको ये लगता था कि प्राइसेस कितने बढ़ने हैं, तो हमको लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड ही नहीं मिल रहा। तो आज एटलीस्ट गवर्नमेंट शुड फोकस ऑन द रॉ मटेरियल, एटलीस्ट 3 मंथ्स क्वार्टरली वो रिवाइज होना चाहिए। तो जो हमने जितनी देर तक ये नहीं होगा, जो इंडस्ट्री 4.0 को हम टच भी नहीं कर पाएंगे। आज तो हम ये देखते हैं कि हमारे डे टू डे जो रूटीन के वर्क हैं कि जो रॉ मटेरियल कल का ऑर्डर मिल गया, कहीं पीछे से रेट ना बढ़ जाए। आज इंडस्ट्री 4.0 में ये बहुत बड़ी एक हर्डल है। फाइनेंस इज़ द मेन टूल। अगर हमको बैंक्स थोड़ा लिबरलाइज करें फाइनेंस, जो MSME सेक्टर है, तो भी हम इंडस्ट्री 4.0 पे जा सकते हैं। क्योंकि हमारा जो एज़ फार एज बाईसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, एज़ फार एज ट्रैक्टर इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, वी आर वेरी वैल्यू लो एडिशन। हम बहुत कम मार्जिन पे काम करते हैं। तो अगर हमारा एक प्रोडक्ट भी ख़राब हो गया तो जो हमारी जो उसमें प्रॉफिट था वो ही ले गया। तो आज हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ा जो चैलेंज है वो अपने आप का सर्वाइवल जो है उसको संभाल के रखना है। क्योंकि अगर सर्वाइवल ही ख़त्म हो गया तो हम इंडस्ट्री को कैसे रन कर पाएंगे। अगर हम बाईसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो बाईसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री में वॉल्यूम तो है लेकिन वैल्यू एडिशन बहुत कम है, और जिसके हिसाब से हम उस लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड पर नहीं पहुंच सके जिस लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड पे इंडिया को पहुंचना चाहिए था। मैडम ने बात की शॉल की। आज मैम तो जो शॉल बना रहे हैं वो वर्ल्ड फेमस हैं, और प्राइस वाइज भी और क्वालिटी वाइज भी। पर अगर बाईसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, वी आर द 2nd लार्जेस्ट मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड अगर इंडिया की बात करें, और उसमें 92% शेयर लुधियाना का है। लेकिन जो हमारा कंज्यूमर है वो एज कंपेयर टू अदर प्रोडक्ट्स, वो उसकी जो डिमांड है ना वो डे बाय डे डिक्रीजिंग लेवल पे है। आज हम बात करें अगर डिफेंडर कार की, तो जिसका प्राइस 1.5 करोड़ है, 1,50,00,000 है, और उसकी जो डिलीवरी है वो वेटिंग में है 2 साल। लेकिन आज बाइसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री डे बाय डे श्रिंक हो रही है, क्योंकि जो उसका कंज्यूमर है ना वो इलिटरेट है। वो ये कहता है कि इससे चीपर और कौन सा मॉडल मिलेगा। तो जितनी देर तक हमारा जो कंज्यूमर है हम उसको गाइड नहीं करते। एक टाइम आया था कोविड का कि जिसमें बाइसाइकिल इंडस्ट्री को इतना बड़ा बूम मिला कि हम कभी सोच नहीं सकते कि जो माल किसी के पास पुराना भी पड़ा था स्टॉक में वो भी निकल गया। आज हमको अपने आप को रिव्यू करने की ज़रूरत है। हमको जिस सीट पे बैठे हैं वो वहाँ से उठने की ज़रूरत है। पर लेकिन जब तक स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की सपोर्ट नहीं मिलेगी हम उस सीट से नहीं उठ पाएंगे और उस लेवल तक नहीं पहुँच पाएंगे। हमारे में एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है, प्रोडक्ट बना सकते हैं, उसको सब कुछ कर सकते हैं अगर गवर्नमेंट की सपोर्ट मिले। अगर गवर्नमेंट चाहे तो we will be the world leader as far as manufacturing is concerned. Thank you.
Mr. Singh, Mr. कुलार ने बताया कि अभी इंडस्ट्री 4.0 तो दूर की बात है, पहले हमें टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन की पे स्टेप अप करना है एज MSMEs। सो जब हम ये बात कर रहे हैं तो जो सिनर्जी है, जो मेल है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और टेक्नोलॉजिकल अपग्रेडेशन के बीच, वो कैसा होना चाहिए सो दैट MSMEs की प्रोडक्टिविटी और कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस साथ में आगे बढ़े।
देखिए, ये जो हम बात करते हैं टेक्नोलॉजी की, जो छोटी इंडस्ट्री है ख़ास तौर पे, जो माइक्रो सेक्टर है, बहुत कम टर्नओवर वाला, जो मीडियम लेवल की इंडस्ट्री है वो टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेड कर रही है किसी लेवल पे, और उनकी मजबूरी है क्योंकि जो एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं या जो यहाँ पे कोई, जैसे मैं ऑटो इंडस्ट्री से डील करता हूँ या एग्रीकल्चर मशीनरी से, जब टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होती है, कार की टेक्नोलॉजी, मोटरसाइकिल की टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होती है, तो हमें अपने प्रोडक्ट चेंज करने पड़ते हैं। और ये जितनी भी मल्टीनेशनल्स है, ग्लोबल कंपनीज हैं, उनके जो पैरामीटर्स हैं वो बड़े स्ट्रिंजेंट हैं। और रिजेक्शन कभी हम जब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में हम कॉस्टिंग में रिजेक्शन लगा देते थे 2%, आजकल वो कोई लगाए तो वो बड़े ही मजाक लगता है कि अभी PPM की बात हो रही है, पार्ट्स पर मिलियन की बात हो रही है और हम 2% रिजेक्शन की बात करते हैं। सो ये जो चीज़ें हैं टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन से पहले, जो लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, हमें पहले अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को लीन करना चाहिए। हेल्पर फ्री फैक्ट्रीज, लो कॉस्ट ऑटोमोशन, दीज आर द थिंग्स जो MSME को अडॉप्ट करने की अभी ज़रूरत है। जो माइक्रो और स्मॉल सेक्टर है, जो मीडियम सेक्टर है, वो इंडस्ट्री 4.0 या टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन की ज़्यादा उनको ज़रूरत है। वैसे जो अगर देखा जाए पिछले 10 सालों में, तो अक्रॉस द स्पेक्ट्रम सभी जगह कुछ ना कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन आई है। चाहे वो हॉजरी इंडस्ट्री है, वहाँ पे कंप्यूटराइज्ड मशीन्स आ गई हैं, या हमारी जो इंजीनियरिंग इंडस्ट्री है उसमें CNC आ गई है, और हीट ट्रीटमेंट ऐसी आ गई हैं जो जिसमें रिजेक्शन होने के चांसेस कम हैं। रोबोटिक्स आ गए हैं वेल्डिंग में और काफ़ी प्रोसेसेस में। मगर जितनी टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेड होनी चाहिए थी, या जो हमारे कंपीटिंग कंट्रीज़ हैं, चाहे आप चाइना, वियतनाम, थाईलैंड, इंडोनेशिया, जिनका नाम कभी टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन जाना जाता था, वो भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में हमें compete करने लग गए हैं। सो अक्रॉस द स्पेक्ट्रम हमें टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन के लिए एवेन्यूज़ क्रिएट करने चाहिए। उसमें एक चीज़ फंडिंग है, दूसरी चीज़ जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कर सकती है, उसके कई सेंटर्स हैं, मगर वो डिफांग है, उनका इतना ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्टिवनेस नहीं है, उनको इफ़ेक्टिव बनाने की ज़रूरत है। जो हमारे कॉलेजेस हैं, एकेडमिया, इंडस्ट्री कोलैबोरेशन की हम बात करते हैं, US में ये चीज़ें बहुत सक्सेसफुल है, बाहर बड़ी सक्सेसफुल है, मगर यहाँ पे जो कॉलेजेस हैं वो कोई फंड ही नहीं एलोकेट करता इंडस्ट्री के साथ इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए। जब गवर्नमेंट को पेपर देना होता है तो हमारे पास MOU लेके आ जाते हैं जी, साइन कर लेते हैं हम MOU। सो ये जो टोटल इकोसिस्टम है इसको हमें रिवैम्प करने की ज़रूरत है और उनको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ओरिएंटेड जो स्टूडेंट्स निकलते हैं, अभी हम स्किल डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं, वी हैव जो स्टूडेंट्स निकलते हैं कॉलेजेस से, डिग्री होल्डर, डिप्लोमा होल्डर, they are not adaptable in the industry. We have to retrain them. It is again a cost. And even the BCom, MCom student, they don't know simple software. So that is also a big gap. So जो हमें मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री को, ये चीज़ें बिना पैसों के हो सकती हैं। बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं जो माइनर पॉलिसी इम्प्रूवमेंट से इंडस्ट्री के लिए सपोर्टिव हो सकती हैं। सो उनको करने की इमीडिएटली ज़रूरत है।
Ms. Jain, we've heard everybody over here and their thoughts on how the manufacturing landscape is shaping. But I want to talk to you a little bit about Shingora and its manufacturing setup. It has its unique manufacturing unit in Ludhiana. So when we talk about a successful brand and manufacturing, can that only be there if the brand has its own unique setup, or other ways also for it, for a brand to be known and have a recall factor?
What Neha has just asked, it's tricky for me because she's saying whether a brand can be established only with manufacturing or otherwise. So there are two aspects to it. One is me, myself, Shingora. You know, I started the manufacturing in 1986, started with handlooms. I'll go fast over it. And there were, at that time, handlooms, it was reserved. Shawls could be made only on handlooms. So I got myself into an association. We made a shawl association. We started negotiating with the ministry to de-reserve the constitution of textiles. So I got the textile constitution amended so that the shawls could be even made on power looms and computerized. And so rest is the history, that we were able to do it. After Satyam Committee, Technology Upgradation Fund was set up for textile ministry. There also I was one of the spokespersons. I interacted with Mr. Satyam, and we were able to get the Technology Upgradation Fund. So all our industry, I will not say my industry is one small, one big. All of us together, set up, imported the electronic machines, imported the dyeing machinery, imported the processing machinery with the technology upgradation funds. We utilized it to the maximum. And the result is obvious that all of us did very well. We started doing very well in the 90s, in late 90s. That is the time I would say our crest was at the best graph. And we started to establish ourselves as a brand. When I started exporting also, that was actually first I was just doing handlooms, but I started with the WWEPC, Wool and Export Promotion Council lady head. She was an IAS officer. I asked her if I can go out and travel, and she sponsored me to travel to Europe. And that is how my product was also exposed to European customers. But then I gave them the feedback that this is not the way, so we have to go through the buyer-seller meets. Anyway, so Shingora brand was established by sheer hard work and the contribution of my workmen, my own skill developed, my craftsmen, and we started to develop unique products. And that's how Shingora got itself its name. Now my sons are looking after it. I am now a very senior citizen. I have 4 grandchildren, and so I am still working, but at the same time my sons have taken over. And we are trying to establish ourselves as we have been doing, because it is a full-time job. Fashion industry is not that you make a dye, you cast it, and you get the product. Every day is a challenge. You know, I also tell my manufacturing people, my people on the floor, that if there is no problem one day in the factory, nobody is speaking of any problem, that means there's a fire underneath. That is what is manufacturing of fashion product. I'm just telling you. So now this is a part how we have built up our brand. So everybody aware, it was very gracious of the SIDBI head to talk about my product amongst all of you. Very gracious of him. Thank you so much, sir. But anyway, that is the hard work we have done. Now, coming to whether it is essential for a manufacturing person to be able to, I'll give you an example. You must have, your daughters or your wives must have gone to Biba, a store named Biba. This is a story of another lady. She also has 2 sons. She also started, I started in 86, I think she started in 87, 88. Again, now, she doesn't have a single tailoring workshop. What she does is, buys. Buys from people here and there, everywhere. So what she is doing is, she is focusing on what to buy. Whereas what am I doing, or what am my sons doing? We are focusing on running our factory. We have problems every day. We have fire going under our platforms every day. Whereas a person who is not into manufacturing is ordering the vendors, okay, you give me this, you give me this, you give me this. And with that, those felicitations, she has been able to make from a small MSME to a big corporate level. She is a 600 crore company now. So, 2 aspects, Neha, I want to elaborate. It's very tough to build a brand along with the manufacturing. Because for us, we are working all the time, we are focusing on our labor, we have to do our, everything. Each and everything for our workers, each and everything for our factory, whatever, every day pollution guy is coming, every day some income tax guy is coming, or every day, whosoever. Businessman is supposed to be thought of in our country, in our culture, as if he is the only one who has the money. So everybody is coming to us, what way or the other, no? I'm not wrong, I am sure. Yeah. So anyway, the first raid I had, I shouldn't say that. I started in 86, 91 was the first year I had an income tax rate. Can you imagine? I had an award coming to me in 93, but I had an income tax rate coming before that. Why? Just because I was famous. So it's something totally not actually connected to this, but I'm just telling you that for a manufacturing, yes, let it be recorded, no problem, it's a fact. So what I'm trying to tell you is a manufacturer has many issues, many problems. Whereas a trader, on the other hand, how are Zaras of the world made? From people like us, who are manufacturers, but Zara is the biggest brand in the world. That's it.
Very interesting, and no one way, as you said, to be successful, and different approaches that can make a brand what it is today. It's your example as well as the other Biba example that you mentioned. It's been very insightful to listen to all of you detailing the problems, the challenges and the opportunities which are there for MSMEs in Ludhiana, and how they need to really step up, and what really should be done by the government to have a level playing field for them. and create an ecosystem that can enable them to go the next mile. Thank you so much for taking out the time and giving us these insightful points. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
All right. I would like to say a very special thanks to all the speakers for sharing their valuable knowledge, their feedbacks, reviews towards MSME. But I request to everyone, please, sir and ma'am, stay there for a while. As a token of appreciation on behalf of ET and SIDBI, I request to Neha to present a memento to all the speakers. And one more time, thank you very much. Everyone, please put your hands together for everyone. Mr. Badush Jindal. Thank you, sir. Mr. Gurmeet Singh Kular. Kular. Mrs. Mridula Jan. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Upkar Singh. Thank you, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Thank you, everyone. All right, before we move on, SIDBI has recently realized several large value loans to enterprises in Punjab. Some of these businesses will be given symbolic term loans, checks, and sanction letters. So now, to represent these sets of checks to entrepreneurs, may I request to come on stage and join us, Ms. Ishita and Mr. Rahul Padari, sir, please join us to hand over the checks to distribute the check. I request, please join us on the stage. Please join us. And the first check goes to Anantveer Autocast, Anantveer Autocast, Gurmail Singh. Congratulations. Okay. I request Balbir Singh ji, please join us. Everyone, please put your hands together. For the next check, I would like to invite on stage Janak Sons Sanjeev Dhingra. Congratulations, sir. Everyone, please make some noise, put your hands together. Earlier check was 18 crore, so I think एक बार तालियां तो बनती हैं everyone. Congratulations. Next check goes to Blue Sterling Equipments, Mr. Parvinder Singh. Congratulations, sir. And everyone, please put your hands together for sir also. I think somehow he's not present. Over. I think sir is coming. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the final session of the evening, one more time, put your hands together to welcome our next speaker on stage, Mr. Balbir Singh, General Manager, SIDBI, to deliver insights on the topic MSME, finance and SIDBI vision for a strong and vibrant ecosystem in Punjab. So let's welcome sir on the stage. Thank you, everyone.
Sat Sri Akal. Good evening to all. At the outset, I would like to thank each one of you for attending this very important conclave, that is the MSME Conclave. And more so in this chilling cold, you have taken time and came here and shared your views and getting the experiences. From the discussion of the esteemed panel, it was revealed that probably the finance is one of the important aspects of the promotion and development of any MSME. So in that context, so probably I may be having some of the solutions and some of the answers to that question. So I would start by saying that in our Ludhiana branch, I think in the banking industry, having a clean portfolio is one of the most important aspects of any institution. So in that context, I am very happy to announce and share with all of you that our portfolio in Ludhiana branch is absolutely stress-free. We are a zero-nil branch in Ludhiana. So I think it's a hats off to the industrialists of the Ludhiana as well as our staff at Ludhiana. So we can gauge and guess that how stringent our procedures are and how the MSMEs are responding to our procedures. How well they are taking care of their balance sheet, their ledgers, I think that's the most important. Just to give you a brief overview about SIDBI, we are having our registered office at head office at Lucknow, but most of our functional departments are at Mumbai. So we have a treasury in Mumbai, but the main credit vertical we are having at Lucknow. So across India, we are having 3 zonal offices and 12 regional offices, 97 branch offices. I must tell this gathering that we are having the branches in all the important industrial clusters as well as all the state capitals. We are having the branches. We are the operational branches. We are having all the centers. In Punjab, we are having 3 branches in Ludhiana, Jalandhar and Mohali. As Mr. Rahul ji said that keeping in view the urgency and the requirement of the industrial cluster, we will be going ahead with the opening branches in some other places in Punjab. जैसे बात चली थी कि फाइनेंस एक इम्पोर्टेंट आस्पेक्ट है किसी भी यूनिट को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, सो हमारे पास काफ़ी सारे जो स्कीम्स हैं, सो आई विल गिव यू द ब्रीफ अबाउट दो स्कीम्स. एक फाइनेंसिंग के लिए, एक एंटरप्राइज के लिए आई थिंक द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ मशीनरी, देन प्रोजेक्ट लोन, आई थिंक दीज टू आर द इम्पोर्टेंट आस्पेक्ट्स इन द वर्किंग कैपिटल. So we have all the answers for the MSMEs. I think the timely finance at a reasonable price, that is the need of the hour. So उसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए हमने ये स्कीम बनाया हुआ है. The name itself suggests that is speed. We call it a speed. हम इसको speed क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि the turnaround time for this scheme is, I am happy to announce and share that we are able to get the loan sanctioned and disbursed within 48 hours also. We have done this and we are doing on a regular basis. इसीलिए इसका नाम स्पीड रखा है. इस स्पीड के प्रोडक्ट में ये खासियत है कि you don't need to give any fresh collateral. In most of the cases, we don't ask for the margin also. जैसे, for example, if somebody wants to go for a 1 crore machinery, we can give you the entire 100% finance. Under that mechanism is that we get some 20-25% FD as a margin. We keep that as a margin, but give you the 100% financing. So that makes sense that you get 100 financing, and in turn you are having some deposit also. उस डिपॉजिट में आपको जो बैंक रेट मिलता है, that is another aspect. ये स्कीम किस लिए बनाया गया है कि क्योंकि most of the SMEs they are having some accounts or some facilities with their existing banks. So they are not in a position to give some collateral or something like that. So उसी को काउंटर करने के लिए स्कीम बनाया गया है. So we don't ask any collateral, just on the basis of some 20-25 margin we give the assistance for financing the machinery. Then we have this express. This is another scheme. This is really express. Probably Ludhiana में हमने काफ़ी अच्छा काम किया हुआ है scheme के अंदर. इसमें we don't have any sanction kind of thing. The moment you submit your details online, it gets sanctioned automatically. आपको तुरंत उसी वक्त मैसेज आ जाता है कि ये लोन सैंक्शन हो गया है. Then we start further process, and whenever you need the money for purchasing the machinery, immediately we transfer the fund to that unit. So इसीलिए we call it a express. Yeah. As sir had said that Ludhiana has done the highest number of cases under express. So Ludhiana itself suggests that there is a vibrancy. Then we have this arise. Arise is for the existing entrepreneurs who wants to go for a technology upgradation, capacity expansion, whether it's acquisition of machinery or land and building. So entire financing is done under this arise. Then this is Sthapan. The name itself suggests that it is a Sthapan, it's for the new units. If somebody wants to set up a greenfield unit, under this scheme we finance those projects. Then this is one of the hit schemes of SIDBI, because going by the requirement of the nation and requirement of the environment, to take care of the environment and the going for the green, I think we have developed these green finance schemes. यहाँ पे basically क्या है कि जो भी units को audit करके एक small kind of audit we do, उसके बाद वहाँ पे जो भी एक requirement होती है कि आपको ये आपको equipment change करना है, so that we contribute to the greener economy. Then this is the another scheme, Pori financing scheme. This is also aimed at greening the economy. The beauty of this scheme is we get the loan sanctioned at a very competitive rates. I think in Ludhiana we have done a number of cases under this scheme, and this is one of the most successful scheme of SIDBI, and we are continuing with this scheme. Then we have working capital. Though we are not a commercial banker, but still we need that some units need a finance at a competitive rate and with the ease. Because some unit says that I can't go to Adana Bank, so in that case we give the finance under working capital also. Obviously the banking partner, we have 3 banks, IDBI Bank, Yes Bank and City Union Bank. We have to use the transaction platform of those banks, but the ledger remains with the SIDBI. जो भी हिसाब किताब होना वो SIDBI में होता है, दूसरे बैंकों में सिर्फ चेक बुक के लिए जाना है. Then this is another scheme shift. Recently, I think this was the initiation and innovation of our CGM, Mr. Rahul Padari, because एक टिपिकल सीसी अकाउंट में क्या होता है कि वी ऑलवेज आस्क कि आपको स्टॉक स्टेटमेंट देना है, स्टॉक ऑडिट करना है. वी रिक्वायर मेनी स्टेटमेंट्स टू ओवरकम एंड ईज द वर्किंग. वी हैव डेवलप्ड दिस ओवरड्राफ्ट स्कीम. सो वी हैव स्टार्टेड फाइनेंसिंग अंडर दिस स्कीम आल्सो. Since the contribution of ladies, it's a huge in the economy, so we thought that we should have some special scheme for the women entrepreneurs, because I don't think that there are less number of women entrepreneurs, but to enhance the contribution of women in the Indian economy, we have developed this scheme. There are some kind of special incentives under this scheme in terms of processing fee and some kind of interest rate also. This is especially for women entrepreneurs. Because the inclusive growth, the development of the all sector of the economy, all sector of the society, we have devised a special scheme. This scheme is for the MSMEs promoted by SCSTs. So here also we give some kind of concessions and some kind of incentives in the form of lesser interest, in the form of some reimbursement of the payment. If the payment comes in time, so we give some kind of reimbursement. Yes, our CGM sir, he has already mentioned that we are going digital. So in Punjab, probably some of our customers must have experienced that they need not go to our office. All kind, right from the filling the application till the documentation, it's entirely on a digital basis. So that was all about the basic schemes of SIDBI. But I always mention in the gathering, wherever I get a chance, हमें एक चीज़ देखने की ये ज़रूरत पड़ेगी कि हम अपने लेजर को किस तरह से स्वस्थ रख रहे हैं. क्योंकि जब भी हमारा फाइल कहीं जाता है, whether it's goes to institution, किसी बैंक FI में, the first point is that the bank checks our civil record. Unless and until हमारा जो सिविल का रिकॉर्ड ठीक नहीं है, तो probably file doesn't move. चाहे हम इस सिस्टम के साथ चलना चाहें या नहीं चलना चाहें, but that is the reality. That is the reality of the time, क्योंकि हमें उस चीज़ को accept करना पड़ेगा. अब जैसे this distinguished panel, they were suggesting that the hardships of the MSMEs in terms of getting finance. But the system is such in our country that unless and until we keep ourselves correct, our ledgers correct, probably we will keep on facing the problems in getting the timely assistance from at least from the formal institutions. So I would request that we should keep our ledgers clean so that we continue contributing to the growth of our economy and make this nation a bigger way in terms of making it a 5 trillion economy. I think that is our contribution. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite on stage, sir, please join us again. We are ready for as a token of aspiration. I request to Mr. Joy, please. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. We are going for a Q&A, ना? मुझे ये पता है. So, over to sir. Announce कर दें, sir. आप ही को invite करूँ क्या? Okay. All right. I would like to invite Mr. Rahul sir. Please join us again. We are ready for some Q&A. And sir is also here. So, over to sir. Thank you.
So thank you, ma'am. Once again, the point which I would like to make, that come up with certain suggestions, come up with certain negatives, and please ask questions. ऐसे जगहों पे जब हम जाते हैं तो बहुत बार ये सुनने को मिलता है, चलिए सिडबी बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, ठीक है, that we also know, but what we need to do is improve. Each day we need to improve. तो अब आपके मन में जो भी जिज्ञासा हो, कुछ बातें आपको क्लियर करनी हो, या कोई और क्वेरी हो, या कोई सजेशन हो हमारे लिए टू इम्प्रूव, यू प्लीज़ कम अप. सो वील स्पेंड सम टाइम टुगेदर. तो आप जो कोई भी बोलना चाहें, प्लीज़ यू कैन स्टार्ट कहीं से, या फिर हम अभी हैं यहाँ थोड़ी देर और हैं, तो आई विल बी देयर टू आंसर एनी क्वेरीज, क्वेश्चंस, बट दिस इज़ एन ओपन इन्विटेशन, बिकॉज इफ यू आस्क इन अ ग्रुप, अदर्स विल ऑल्सो बेनिफिट. तो जिंदल साहब, आपके पास कुछ सवाल थे मेरे लिए, कुछ बताइए. नहीं, बट इन जनरल भी बताएं कुछ. जी,
सर की एक बात से थोड़ा सा, उन्होंने कहा अभी सिबिल की बात की.
जी,
व्हाट इज सिबिल? सिबिल बेसिकली इज ए प्राइवेट कंपनी विच इज ओन्ड बाय फ्रू प्राइवेट बैंक्स. अब उसमें जब आप सिबिल रिकॉर्ड को मानते हैं, कभी सिबिल ने दोनों तरफ सुना है? आज आपने किसी बैंक का पूरा पैसा वापस कर दिया, उन्होंने कुछ इलीगल चार्जेस आपके ऊपर डाल दिए. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे क्या होगा? दे विल स्पॉइल योर सिबिल स्कोर. कभी सिबिल ने कस्टमर साइड को सुना है? सिबिल ऑलवेज लिसन टू द बैंक्स and accordingly they gave their decision. This is not nothing to do with this discussion or with SIDBI. This is just my view on the SIBIL, as sir said, that keep your SIBIL score, because SIBIL is still a private company. He has no right to put the character certificate to the industry or anyone else. Thank you.
देखिए, सिबिल का जो इशू आता है, कभी यू कैन ऑलवेज रेज अ डिस्प्यूट. तो बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं होता है कि जब बैंकर बोलते हैं कि नहीं आपकी सिविल में प्रॉब्लम है, तो बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं होता है कि वो उसको कैसे टैकल करें. और टैकल करने का बहुत ही सरल तरीका है, आसान तरीका है कि आप एक डिस्प्यूट रेज कर सकते हैं दो तरीके से. अगर बैंक आपके साथ है तो बैंक इटसेल्फ विल रेज द डिस्प्यूट. अगर बैंक आपके साथ नहीं है तो आप डिस्प्यूट रेज कर सकते हैं कि what is being told in terms of the score, it is not correct and I do not agree with this, I am raising a dispute. तो सिबिल रिस्पॉन्ड करता है, बट येस 5-6 दिन 7 दिन के बाद करता है. अपने सिडबी के बारे में अगर बता दें, अगर हमारे कस्टमर या हम जब किसी का लोन प्रोसेस करते हैं, अगर कोई दिक्कत आती है तो मेरे यहाँ एक डेडिकेटेड डेस्क है जो कि सिबिल से ये चीज़ें टेकअप करती हैं. सो वी हैव एन इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज्ड सिस्टम. साथ में बैंकों की ऐसे मैं बुराई नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बट देन बैंक्स के भी हैं, उनके हर जोनल सेटअप में एक स्पेशलाइज्ड डेस्क होता है जो कि इन चीज़ों को टेकअप करता है. बट उनका ये नहीं है कि कोई कस्टमर कहीं किसी ब्रांच के थ्रू उसको अप्रोच कर सकता है, तो उसमें थोड़ी दिक्कत तो ज़रूर होती है, बट दैट इज़ नॉट एज अ क्रिटिसिज्म, दैट इज़ एन ऑपरेशनल फीचर ऑफ दिस. बट हमारे यहाँ एक डेडिकेटेड डेस्क है जिसमें कि अब आपको ये भी बता दें कि ये सब चीज़ें अगर अनरिजॉल्व्ड रह जाएंगी, थोड़े दिन बाद RBI इज़ गोइंग टू कम वेरी हेविली ऑन ऑल दिस. तो ये सिबिल वाला जो इश्यूज है, बिकॉज वो अनरिजॉल्व्ड इश्यूज में अभी सबको मार पड़ने वाली है, सो डोंट वरी अबाउट इट.
राहुल जी, मेरा भी जो पॉइंट है, जो बदीश जी ने बोला, सिबिल तो चलो एक प्रॉब्लम रही. अभी न्यू सिबिल का बिग ब्रदर आ गया, क्रिफ. तो हमने ये देखा कि जो लोन हमने कभी लिए ही नहीं है, वो हमारे पैन नंबर पे बोल रहे हैं. आपने बोला चलो प्रॉब्लम, आप उसका डिस्प्यूट रेज कर दो. अगर वो इतना सिस्टमाइज सिस्टम है, नीदर आई एम ए ग्रंटर नॉर आई हैव टेकन दैट लोन, तो अमाउंट भी 25-30 करोड़ रुपया. रिसेंटली आई इशूड वन लोन कि ये तो हमने कभी लोन लिया ही नहीं है, तो वो क्रिफ में भी रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है और सिबिल में भी कर रहा है, और उसने स्कोर ही खराब कर दिया. बैंक बोल रहा है कि हम आपकी तो एलिजिबिलिटी ही नहीं बनती. तो सर अगर उस 25 CR को हम हटा देते हैं तो बोलते हैं आपका तो सिबिल स्कोर 950 के करीब पहुंच जाता है.
आप मुझे दे दीजिएगा, आई विल पर्सनली टेक इट अप. मेरे कस्टमर हो नहीं हो डजंट रियली मैटर, आई विल टेक इट अप एंड गेट इट रिजॉल्व.
सर आप रिजॉल्व करा दोगे, हमको आपका कस्टमर बनना पड़ेगा.
मैं तो फिर हम तो उसके लिए ही करते हैं. आप दे दीजिए, वी विल गेट इट डन.
सेकंड सर एक पॉइंट था,
बट इट इज वेरी स्ट्रेंज कि 25 करोड़ कैसे आ जाएगा.
आई विल मैं तो हैरान हो गया. नॉट ए सिंगल पेनी ऑफ लोन इज नीदर इन ग्रंटर और नॉर इन दैट. वन हाउसिंग लोन के लिए अप्लाई किया, सर कहते आपकी तो एलिजिबिलिटी नहीं बनती. ने बोला क्यों? कहते आपने तो 30 करोड़ रुपया लोन तो पहले लिया हुआ है.
यू प्लीज शेयर इट विथ मी, आई विल गेट इट.
आई विल
आई विल जस्ट गेट इट चेक्ड अप.
आई हैव
दो सिबिल मेरा इंस्टीट्यूशन नहीं है, बट आई विल गेट इट चेक्ड अप.
सेकंड पॉइंट सर, जो मेरा पॉइंट था कि ग्रीन एनर्जी को आप सिडबी बहुत प्रमोट कर रहा है. हम एज फीको IMSME ऑफ इंडिया, आई एम हेडिंग स्टेट पंजाब, तो हमने ग्रीन एनर्जी को बहुत प्रमोट किया. आप भी मिले होंगे राजीव चावला जी को.
जी सर, बिल्कुल मिला.
आज हालांकि वो पंजाब में हैं, अगर पता चलता तो हम इधर बुला लेते उनको.
नो, ही डिड टेल मी दैट यू विल बी देयर.
हाँ,
सो दैट्स हाउ आई.
सर वन थिंग, आप कहते हो कि हमने 1 करोड़ का लोन लेना है, आप बोलते हो कि 25 लाख की FDR दो. रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वेरी करता है, आप उसमें भी कमा लेते हो. हम ये चाहते हैं, देखो हम FDR देने के लिए तैयार हैं, 25% की आपको कोलेटरल चाहिए, मिलेगी. MSME को तो डबल शॉक लग गया सर. आपने FDR हमारी की 7% पे, हमको रेट लगा दिया 8.5%, तो 1.5% तो आपको बाय डिफॉल्ट ही पैसा मिल गया. हम ये चाहते हैं कि एटलीस्ट जो मार्जिन मनी लेनी है उसका रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट हमारा नहीं करना, तो उसका रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कम कर दो, नहीं तो उसको बढ़ा दो. सर ये लुधियाना के आपके पास मैक्सिमम लोग हैं कि आप बोलते हो कि जहाँ पर हमारा सबसे ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ लोन्स हैं, आप लॉस वाले यूनिट को तो फंडिंग ही नहीं कर रहे. मेरा एक एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं आपके साथ करता हूं कि मैंने 21 में आफ्टर कोविड एक नया यूनिट एग्रीकल्चर पार्ट्स का लगाया, तो टोटल फंडिंग किसी बैंक ने नहीं की. तो माई ओन कैपिटल से मैंने वो अपनी दूसरी फर्म से डाइवर्ट करके उसको यूनिट को चालू किया। तो मेरे को फंडिंग की ज़रूरत पड़ी क्योंकि OEM को सप्लाई थी। तो मैंने अप्रोच किया, तो बाय चांस सिडबी मेरे पास आ गया, किसी ने बोला, तो सिडबी के आए तो उन्होंने बोला कि सर आपको हम 3 CR फंडिंग कर देंगे। मेरे को बहुत खुशी हुई कि सिडबी तो बहुत जल्दी कर देगा। वन ऑफ माय फ्रेंड मनजिंदर सिंह सचदेवा फ्रॉम सिटीजन ग्रुप, तो उन्होंने बोला, तो जब हमने आपको डॉक्यूमेंट्स दिए तो आपने रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया। हमने बोला क्यों रिफ्यूज़ कर दिया? आपने बोला कि आपका तो यूनिट लास्ट ईयर लॉस में है। हमने बोला कि सर आप 3 चीज़ को अगर नहीं कंसिडर करोगे, इंटरेस्ट टू पार्टनर, सैलरी टू पार्टनर और डेप्रीसिएशन, अगर 3 चीज़ को बाहर निकाल देते हो तो प्रॉफिट में है यूनिट। नहीं माने आपने नहीं दिया, HDFC ले गया। तो मैं ये बात करता हूँ कि एक्चुअली जो कंडीशंस हैं, जहाँ जो एप्लीकेबिलिटी है, एलिजिबिलिटी है, वो एक यूनिफॉर्म होना चाहिए। वही लॉस नहीं था। फर्स्ट ईयर में प्लांट एंड मशीनरी इतनी ज़्यादा थी कि डेप्रिसिएशन इतना बढ़ गया, जिसके साथ वो यूनिट लॉस में चला गया। तो मैंने उनको बोला यूनिट तो अभी नेक्स्ट 1 ईयर और भी नहीं प्रॉफिट में आएगा, या तो हम डेप्रिसिएशन छोड़ दें। इसलिए कुछ जो यूनिट प्रोग्रेसिव यूनिट्स हैं, अगर आप उनको लिबरलाइज वे में नहीं लोगे तो MSME को सपोर्ट नहीं मिलेगा। सॉरी मैं थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल गया, लेकिन मैं आपको प्रैक्टिकलिटी जो है उसका एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिकल जो हुआ, व्हाट हैपन टू अस, कोई ना कोई तो ले जाएगा। इतना होगा कि रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कुछ बढ़ा के लेंगे, कि दूसरे बैंक ले जाते हैं कि नहीं, वो अभी जो नेशनलाइज बैंक हैं और सिडबी हैं, दे आर नॉट कंसिडरिंग द इनकम ऑफ HUF। आप बाहर निकाल देते हो HUF की इनकम। सर HUF की इनकम क्यों बाहर निकाल देते हो? व्हेन वी आर द कर्ता, नहीं निकलनी चाहिए। एक HUF की इनकम निकल जाती है तो हमारी एलिजिबिलिटी कम हो जाती है। तो दैट शुड आल्सो बी कंसिडर्ड। ओनली प्राइवेट बैंक्स आर कंसिडरिंग HUF इनकम, अदरवाइज nationalized no bank is considering that. So we want that should be liberalized to boost MSMEs. Sorry, thank you very much.
नहीं, thank you sir. That HUF inclusion of income, that is a valuable point which you have mentioned. I will get it examined. That is point number 1. Regarding the losses and all, and if it is a progressive company as you said, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम उसको नहीं देखेंगे, हम बिल्कुल देखते हैं। Maybe that time it was a different situation. Sometimes it also depends on the person. Who is the person? Because प्राइवेट बैंक्स में क्या होता है कि वो 3 C's का डर नहीं होता है। वो CBI, वो CIC और एक और क्या है, CVC। तो उसमें वो सब चीज़ें NPA होने पे कोई ये नहीं होती है, बट हमारे यहाँ होती है। तो वी हैव टू फॉलो द गाइडलाइंस। नाउ दिस इज़ एन इशू ऑफ गाइडलाइन, आई विल गेट इट एग्जामिन्ड कि इसको क्यों। सेकेंडली, आपने जो वो बताया था कि विड्रॉल ऑफ पार्टनर्स कैपिटल और वो सब, वो भी मैं आपसे 2-3 मिनट बात करके 2-3 जो हैं मैं उसको एग्जामिन करा के देख लेता हूँ। एंड आई एम 100% श्योर कि इफ़ इट इज़ financially correct approach to do that, it will be done.
Thank you very much. Sir, one thing I want to, जैसे अपने NCR में फरीदाबाद जो है दिल्ली एंड नोएडा, जो राजीव चावला जी के साथ एक आपका MOU हुआ है
जी सर, कि
आप उनके जो मेंबर्स हैं IMSME ऑफ इंडिया के, तो उनको आप जो फंडिंग करते हैं ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ IMSMEs, 50 लाख का लोन आप इंस्टेंट दे देते हैं उनके कहने पे। आज मैं कहता हूं कि आप लुधियाना में आए हैं तो 50 लाख तक का लोन आप फिको IMSME ऑफ इंडिया के कहने पर भी लुधियाना में अगर कर दें तो आई विल एश्योर यू कोई NPA नहीं होगा। दैट विल बी, आप ग्रंटर चाहे फिको को बना लो, हम अपने मेंबर को फाइनेंस कर देते हैं, इमरजेंसी फाइनेंसिंग हम करते हैं जैसे सिडबी करता है हम, लेकिन अपने मेंबर्स को सिर्फ सर्टन थिंग्स के लिए करते हैं।
ओके,
जैसे TDS की पेमेंट जमा करानी है, TCS की करानी है, पावर का बिल जमा कराना है, उसके लिए हम अपने मेंबर्स को फंडिंग कर देते हैं। लेकिन उसका राइट हमने रखा हुआ है कि अगर मेंबर नहीं देता तो हमारे पास रिवर्स करने की भी वो ऑप्शन है। तो मैं ये चाहता हूँ आप आज आए हो लुधियाना में, तो 50 लाख तक का लोन ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ फिको, मैं आपको अश्योर्ड करूंगा कि वो मेंबर एनपीए नहीं होगा कभी
सर ये
क्योंकि
हुई
राजीव
बात,
चावला जी ने उस लास्ट एनुअल जनरल मीटिंग में
जी
जिसमें सीएमडी साहब भी आए थे, मैं भी उस मीटिंग में था दिल्ली में, तो उसमें उन्होंने बताया कि हंड्रेड्स ऑफ लोन वी हैव गिवन टू द MSMEs ऑफ NCR एंड नॉट ए सिंगल, उन्होंने बोला 5 लोन एनपीए हुए लेकिन उनको रिस्ट्रक्चर किया और वो सारे सिडबी ने माने और वो हो गया। आज लुधियाना में अनाउंस कर दो, मैं 100% कहता हूँ कि हमको बहुत बड़ा बूस्ट मिलेगा।
वेयर इज गोपी?
थैंक यू।
गोपी, वेयर आर यू? सो आवर पर्सन इज हियर। आपसे वो MOU का डॉक्यूमेंट्स लेके विल टेक इट अहेड। डन, ठीक है सर, डन। सो ही इज गोपी हियर। आइए
Sir, I am heading IMSME of India, Punjab chapter. I am heading.
तो आप थोड़ा बात करके, because Gopi is our person here. He is the Deputy General Manager in the branch in Ludhiana. So he'll speak to you. He'll take the MOU draft. We'll take it ahead.
Rahul ji, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Rajneesh Ahuja from Rajneesh Industries. आपने कहा कुछ कहिए या क्या करें, कहें क्या, हम तो आपके ब्रांड एम्बेसडर हैं पिछले 30 साल से। कहना ये चाहते हैं कि लोन लिया कुछ कमाने के लिए, अब कमा लिया, अब पैसे वापस करना चाहते हैं, जो लेते नहीं कहते फोरक्लोजर चार्जेस लगेंगे। हम ये चाहते हैं कि ये प्रोजेक्ट पूरा का दूसरा मकसद ये है कि ये लोन प्रीपे करके एक बड़ा लोन और लिया जाए, तो ये छोटे छोटे चलते रहेंगे तो उसको छोड़ेंगे, नया यूनिट लगा सके। फोरक्लोजर चार्जेस जो है ना वो वेव ऑफ होने चाहिए।
चलिए सर, ठीक है,
थैंक
इसको भी हम देख लेंगे और जो मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल होगा आज ही डिसाइड कर देंगे।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर। रजनीश इंडस्ट्रीज ना सर?
गोपी एंड बलबीर जी, दे बोथ नो मी।
अच्छा, और बताएं।
हेलो,
बैठिए सर।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
बैठो बैठो जी।
सर मेरा एक कंसर्न इन्वायरमेंट को लेके है कि जैसे पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस होते हैं।
विच डिवाइसेस?
पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस।
ओके।
सो पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस को लेके ये है कि मेरी रिक्वेस्ट सिडबी की तरफ से कि जब भी कोई प्लांट लगता है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, वहाँ पे पोल्यूशन डिवाइस कहीं ना कहीं यूज़ होता ही होता है सर। तो मैं ये चाह रहा था कि जो भी प्रोजेक्ट आते हैं उस पर जो पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस होते हैं वो बेसिकली इन्वायरमेंट को हार्म होने से बचाते हैं। पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस का यही कंसर्न होता है। तो मैं ये चाह रहा था कि उन पे जो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट लगता है या जो भी है वो सिडबी एक प्रायोरिटी के बेसिस पे कम करके उनको प्रायोरिटाइज करे जितना कर सकता है सर। कि इसके लिए कोई अलग से कोई आप कॉलम बना सकते हो, जैसे हमारे बहुत सारे स्मॉल पॉइंट लगते हैं।
जो आपने बोला है ये सिडबी की प्राथमिकता है। ये अभी शायद प्रोबेबली मुझे लगता है आपने मिस किया होगा, मेरे जो प्रेजेंटेशन में 2 स्लाइड्स थे इसी चीज़ पे।
ओके सर।
सो पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस वाज स्पेसिफिकली नॉट मेंशन्ड बट एलाइड एक्टिविटीज़ वर मेंशन्ड, क्योंकि आज के समय की ज़रूरत ये है कि हमें पोल्यूशन नहीं करना है और ग्रीनर इकोनॉमी को कंट्रीब्यूट करना है।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
तो उसी के लिए जो आप बोल रहे हो कि एक मतलब रीजनेबल काइंड ऑफ प्राइसिंग होनी चाहिए, वो ऑलरेडी है जी। उस तरह के इक्विपमेंट्स, उस तरह के डिवाइसेस में जो हमारा रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है जो दूसरे लोन में उससे ऑलरेडी कम है। सो वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड डूइंग दिस। हम पिछले लगभग 1-1.5 साल से यही काम कर रहे हैं।
तो सर वो आपके तरफ से रजिस्टर्ड जो वेंडर है उनकी उनसे मतलब अथॉरिटी लेनी पड़ती है, परचेज करना पड़ता है?
ना, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। आप यूनिट कहीं से भी ले ले, अपना पोल्यूशन डिवाइसेस कहीं से भी ले ले।
ठीक है सर।
क्योंकि मार्केट इतना कम्पिटिटिव है कि कहीं पे आपको सस्ता मिलता है, कोई आपको बेटर ऑफर करता है। तो इट इज़ अप टू दी दैट पर्टिकुलर SME वो कहाँ से वो डिवाइसेस खरीदना चाहता है।
ठीक है सर।
हम सिर्फ ये सर्टिफाई करते हैं कि क्या वो डिवाइसेस से बाकी क्या उसके पोल्यूशन में अफेक्ट पड़ रहा है कि नहीं पड़ रहा है।
ठीक है सर।
दैट वी सर्टिफाई।
थैंक यू।
अगर वो प्रूव हो जाता है तो देन वी गिव ए कंसेशनल रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, थोड़ा बहुत उसमें रियायत होता है। थैंक यू।
एनी अदर थिंग? हाँ, एक और साहब हैं इधर।
हेलो सर।
हाय।
Sir, like for example, loans.
You are a youngster, I am sure you must be doing some startup.
Yes, yes.
Is it? Yes. चलिए बताइए.
So actually, I'm doing on artificial intelligence, IoT, and blockchain.
Very nice.
So specific to DeFi and R&D. But specifically, India में R&D को related इतना loan system नहीं है. तो I was expecting a grant, but however, जिस तरह से banking sector के यहाँ पर issues लोगों ने जो I guess बहुत ज़्यादा ही experienced हैं, उन्होंने बताए हैं. तो is SIDBI open with NFTs as well as DeFi?
See, what happens is, you need to understand 2-3 things. Of course, I'll come to your question in the end. But the first part is that we deal with public money. It's your money which we get from the market. मुझे कहीं से grant तो मिलता नहीं है. It is my money is also borrowed money. So I will lend to ensure that it comes back. Now, issues of R&D and other related things, especially in startups. So an institution like SIDBI will not be in a position to do. Why? Because there is no guarantee that it will be coming back to us. But there are several other ways in which you can get this. And as I had told you that SIDBI has been the flag bearer for the venture capital industry in this country. That time I had joined as a assistant manager in 1991, and I remember that in 1992, January somewhere, we had done a seminar on venture capital, and it was full in South Bombay. So we have been doing from that time. Now for issues of R&D and other things, if you have a typical idea, typical thing, so where do you start off from? Either you go to an incubator. So SIDBI through its own funds has given a corpus in 16 incubators of the country at various places, IITs, NITs, IISC. So we have given a corpus at 16 places. So I don't know where you have been incubated or whether you have been incubated or at all or not at some place. So if you have been incubated and if it is a scalable idea, the incubator itself will assist you. That is one. Secondly, if this is an idea which you have to take ahead, there will be somebody who will give you some angel funding, seed funding to start off with if they see some value in your ideas. And once that stage is gone, then somebody will come and invest in your this thing. So let me talk to you on the sidelines as to in which stage you are. I can guide you and you can take it ahead. But then I'll be very honest in telling that until and unless your idea is very concrete, sometimes you may face rejections. Even Microsoft faced rejection. Great companies of today have faced rejection. So don't get disheartened by that. Whenever somebody sees value in it, and if there is value, somebody is definitely going to invest. I'll tell you how to guide you how to take it ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar, sir. My name is Tariq and I'm from Zarat. Hello.
Ji.
Namaskar, sir. My
Namaskar.
name is Tariq and I'm from Zarat Agrotech Private Limited. Sir, recently we are working on an IT-based agrotech company, and recently we have been recognized as a startup by Government of India. Sir, I want to know that how SIDBI is helpful for the agrotech companies or startups in Punjab.
See, IoT and other things, as I mentioned to the young friend just now, if you are a startup, directly from SIDBI, we cannot fund you. But there are avenues within SIDBI also through which we can guide, and then you can take it ahead. We have our SIDBI Venture Capital Limited. We have our Venture Capital Operations Division. They can also guide you to the various funds. So it depends as to at what stage you are, whether the fund which is investing sees value in you, in your product or not, whether it is scalable, whether it is different from what is being done outside. So it will depend on all those things.
Thank you, sir.
But ऐसे cases में SIDBI directly आपको नहीं help कर सकता है, but we have other routes to help you out.
Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू जी सबको ही वंस अगेन जैसा बोलते हैं कि आई एंजॉय कमिंग टू पंजाब सो एवर सिंस आई हैव लेफ्ट चंडीगढ़ आई थिंक द नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स आई हैव विजिटेड पंजाब चंडीगढ़ हैज़ बीन द हाईएस्ट. कभी मेरे को ये भी सुनना पड़ता है कि तुम वहाँ ज़्यादा जाते हो. मैं कहा कि हाँ जी जाता हूँ, मुझे बड़ा प्यार है उस रीजन से, वहाँ मैंने काम किया है. एंड आई सी द वाइब्रेंसी and the warmth of people also. So I love coming to this place, and as I told you that in 2008, that was the first time when I started my relationship with the entrepreneurs in Punjab. So it was from Ludhiana, where we had done some seminars on currency futures, क्योंकि exporters के लिए वो बहुत अच्छा था, importers के लिए भी. तो currency futures पे हमने किया था एक program. Mr. Upkar Singh Ahuja was the person who had helped us in organizing that. So once again, thank you very much. Lovely meeting you. Sat Sri Akal.
Thank you very much, sir. And we are successfully done with the QA round. If you have any other query, our team is present here. You may ask. But now we are done with this beautiful evening, beautiful event. Thank you everyone once again for coming here and making this evening very special. Thanks a lot one more time. A very special thanks to the team SIDBI and ET. Thank you very much for organizing this wonderful evening, wonderful event. And now I would like to say your dinner is open. I would like to invite everyone for your dinner. Enjoy the evening. Thank you very much everyone once again.